everything is correct before I step. Let me make sure everything is correct before I step. Let me see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Let me see. All right, we good. All right, we good. All good in the hood. What's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, a.k.a. Mazuma TV. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you're having a great day overall, man. I'm just tapping up with y'all because we got some things that we currently need to discuss that's going on in the boxing world, man. We're going to talk about Turki Alalshikh possibly dissing David Benavidez in one of his latest interviews. We're going to talk about Canelo saying that Terrence Crawford has no elite fighters on his resume. Then, of course, we're going to get into some open boxing topics. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's in the building so far. I already see a few people in the comments in the building. What's going on? Pedro Anales. He said, Mazuma, very congratulations. You make 3,000 subscribers, my bro. This is huge milestone, my bro. Not a lot of people can even make the 100 subscribers, my bro. Love you, my bro. Best streamer. Shout out to Pedro Anales, man. I appreciate you showing love as always. Said, love you, my bro. I want to meet you, my bro. Big fan. Hey, man, if you're ever in the Philadelphia area, just let me know, Pedro. Salute. Father Dedicated, what up? My day is going well. I hope everything is well with you and yours. Symbol Boxing, what up? Baboon Balloon, said the man. No. You the man, my brother. I appreciate you tapping in. Lewis, what up? With the goat emoji. I am a Capricorn, so that fits the description. Coffee Plant, what up? How's everybody doing? How's y'all nights going, man? Yeah, I mean, I had a pretty eventful day. I had my they gave me the day off from work today, so I went out with the wifey and the kids. We went to not my son, unfortunately, but her kids, and we went out to this pool or whatever. That was a good time. I try to get a little tan, man, but I don't know. My skin ain't really cooperating right now, so I think I got to get a few more sessions in to see the results I'm looking for. You feel me? Went to the gym, bro. The gym had to be at least 103 degrees, 102, 103 degrees for sure, man. I made sure my guys got some work in just to get accustomed to the heat because it is going to be a long summer. And then, I came home and I was just chilling, bro. You know what I'm saying? Spent time with the wifey and shit like that. And she knocked out now, you feel what I mean? I'm just happy I get my son tomorrow. You feel what I'm saying? He said, what'd you say? He said, Mark the step pop. Nah, man. I'm just being a father, you feel me? Like, and I feel like I'm a father, like, to everybody kids. If your kids around me, your kids good. That's just how I personally feel. You know what I'm saying? Tesla Marley King X, what's going on, brother? I ain't see you in a while. I hope you're doing well. He said turkeys and ducks hate the monster. Respect to the Mazuma Nation. That's actually a good little catchy statement right there. You feel what I mean? We definitely gonna talk about that. But yeah, like I said, if you got kids and your kids around me, your kids are good, man. I'm a father, you know what I mean? Now I'm just not a father to Micah, you feel what I mean? That's my first child. That's my biological child, yes. But I'm a father in terms of, that male figure that's, around to help the babies if necessary. You feel what I mean? Love my boy Micah, though. Micah, Orlando Rosa, I love you, boy. I'm going to get you tomorrow. As soon as I get out of work, I'm coming to get you, son. Just know that. You know what I mean? I wasn't able to get him this weekend. That shit always depressing when I ain't got my son, boy. But I get him tomorrow, so that's the great thing. We gonna talk about some things, man. We gonna talk about Turki Alalshikh and you know what I mean, what he been saying on the internet as of lately. He put together like a half-hour interview. I ain't gonna lie, it'd be hard to like keep my attention with those type of interviews. So I was really trying. I think I got through a majority of the interview just listening to him and what he got in mind. And apparently he got some new concepts. It was a few standout things. One of the first things he said, and this might rile y'all up. I don't know how y'all really gonna feel about it. But Turki Alalshikh said that he's looking to create this new concept in boxing where he's attempting to modify the rules. Modify the rules. Now, that's automatically a red flag for me. You feel what I'm saying? From what I understand, boxing, the sport of boxing follows, Queensberry rules. You know what I'm saying? So I always liked it that way. I don't really feel like there's anything that needs to be changed within the sport of boxing. I feel like that's just a little too much, to be honest with you. He didn't let the cat out the bag in terms of what he's looking to actually modify. So I'm not going to jump out the window and just assume that his concept or his ideas are trash. However, I do have a problem with people coming into the game and trying to switch things up for their own benefit, or go against the integrity of the sport, you know what I mean, to entertain casuals or just anything that interferes with the beauty of the sport in general. I have a problem with. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, he didn't get into details and exactly what was going to be modified. However, and there is some things that can be modified. Like I do think that judges should be more transparent. I am going to say that. I think that replays need to be like a thing as well. You know what I mean? Like that Emmanuel Navarrete, Emmanuel Navarrete's last fight, that was a punch. You feel what I'm saying? But they had ruled it like what? They gave it a ruling as if it was a headbutt, and I think they called it a no contest as a result of that. And they have it. They wait until fucking X amount of time to actually review the shit, and then they want to do an immediate rematch. So I do think like instant like replays need to be available during the fight. I do feel like judges should be transparent. You know what I mean? I don't think we should be sitting here just wondering what the judges got going on. I feel like that shit should be displayed for everybody to see. I feel like that shit should be on the jumbotron. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I feel like referees and judges should be questioned. I feel like if a ref or a judge does a controversial thing, if we see a controversial scorecard, if a ref makes a controversial decision, he needs to be addressed. He needs to be questioned. He needs to be held accountable. That's the thing. That's the type of shit that I would change. But in terms of like the rules, like what goes on in the ring and what fighters can do or can't do, I got a problem with that. You feel what I mean? And this is coming from Turki Alalshikh, who's working with guys like Muhammad. I mean, not Muhammad. I'm sorry. We're going to talk about Muhammad Ali, but guys like Dana White, who've been looking to dethrone the Muhammad Ali Act. You feel what I'm saying? So, I don't like the idea that you working with guys who want to overthrow the Muhammad Ali Act, and then you sitting here talking about how you got this new concept that's that'll modify some things in boxing. Turkey, you doing too much, brother. And I think that's the biggest. That's just my personal opinion. You know what I mean? I understand that you pumping money into the sport. You may be giving these guys, money that they not even worth for real. You feel what I'm saying? But that doesn't necessarily mean that you can just come in here and just change shit up. You know what I mean? Like from what I understand, you know what I mean? Y'all make big events happen outside of boxing. Like y'all sign big time soccer players. You know what I mean? Like y'all deal with big athletes, but I don't ever hear Turki Alalshikh looking to change the rules in soccer. I don't really see Turki Alalshikh trying to change the rule in any sport except boxing. So it's kind of weird that like he's so hell bent on doing different things in the sport, like having motherfuckers fight in the middle of Times Square, having guys drive in taxi cabs and then wanting to do fights in Alcatraz and like little weird shit like that, bro. Like you thinking like I appreciate somebody who's creative. I appreciate somebody thinking outside of the box, but sometimes simple is better. You feel what I mean? There's nothing wrong with having a fight done in a regular arena. There's nothing wrong with keeping fights indoors. You feel what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with guys walking to the ring. I don't think niggas need to be drove to a ring. I don't think a fighter should be that far away from where they're going to be performing, where they need to take a fucking taxi to get to their, destination. That's weird, cuz like I don't really understand that. I don't really understand why you may just like Like, you trying to make this a big show when you should just have it just be a sport and event. You know what I mean? You was already doing the most, having like 1 hour concerts, intermissions in between fights, when boxing fans don't really give a fuck to see a concert. Nobody cares to see Eminem perform. Nobody cares to see motherfuckers rapping and singing and none of that. We came here to watch boxing. If we want to see motherfuckers sing or rap, we'll just go to a concert. Am I right or am I wrong? Like, do we want to see Eminem rap? We respect Eminem. He's an all-time great, one of the greatest rappers to ever pick up a microphone. Yes. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I want to see him while I'm at a boxing event. If I'm at a boxing event, I want to see boxing. If I'm at a motherfucking golfing tournament, I want to see golfing. If I'm at a NASCAR tournament, I want to see motherfuckers race. I want to see some NASCAR shit happen. I don't want to go to a boxing event and see motherfuckers singing, bro, for an hour or whatever the case is. You feel me? That's just my personal opinion. I feel like, you know, I don't really understand the concept of doing all this extra shit where we should just be keeping it to the basics. Let's just keep this shit boxing. You feel what I'm saying? ESL with Teacher Sullivan. What's going on? Teacher Sullivan, what's going on? He said, in fairness, boxers dying and young fans have short attention spans. We didn't come to see that. YNs. No, listen. People do have short attention spans nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why, you know, they had apps like Vine where videos are only 10 seconds, and you know, they got shorts on YouTube that you know, that's a minute max. You feel what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't really want to sit there and just listen to an interview the whole time. That's why a lot of rap music nowadays. We used to have music like Teddy Pendergrass and Marvin Gaye, where their songs would be 6-7 minutes long, Rick James and shit like that. Then nowadays you listen to a Playboy Cardi song and this shit 2-3 minutes max. You feel what I mean? So this is definitely, like, I think they call it like the microwave era, where they just want shit like quick, fast, in a motherfucking hurry, ready to go. But yeah, regardless, I got a great attention span if you ask me. But I don't want to see, like I said, I don't want to see motherfuckers like performing and having concerts like Turki Alalshikh giving out cars in the middle of an intermission. Like, if that's what you want to do, cool. You want to be on your Oprah shit and give out cars, cool. But at the same time, it's like that shouldn't be what boxing fans should be concerned about. You know what I mean? Let's see the next bout. We're paying our hard. I mean, y'all not letting us come in for free. We paying. So as a result of that, you know what I mean? Let's see these fights. If y'all need to do a brief intermission to get y'all crew together and whatever, commentary, cool. Whatever. We can go get our drinks. We can go use the bathroom, whatever the case is. But you know what I mean? Turkey always doing the most. Like, what? How the fuck you sitting here trying to pitch this Alcatraz fight to David Benavidez? You know what I mean? David Benavidez sitting here like, yo, like, that's kind of weird. Like, I don't know if I want to box in a prison or an abandoned prison. You feel what I mean? And that's such an inconvenience for, you know, boxing fans. So you mean to tell me that, let's say, you know, they coming from the East Coast. I'm from Philadelphia, right? So let's say they had a fight. Man, I'm looking to go see David Benavidez fight. Fuck, I'm gonna go see David Benavidez fight. And I'm thinking Alcatraz is like, you know, somewhere I could easily get to. The whole time I gotta fly out to San Francisco. Then from San Francisco, you know what I mean? I might have to, you know, take an Uber or whatever the case is to a motherfucking to wherever the ferry's at. That's from San Francisco to Alcatraz, and then take a boat over there. I might be somebody who's boat sick. You know, I took a ferry from Puerto Rico to, you know, a little small island in Puerto Rico called Culebra. And bro, I was ready to fucking vomit. I had to keep my fucking face inside a towel, so you know what I mean. So I wouldn't be so dizzy that I'm about to vomit. You feel what I mean? Like, I don't understand that. Like, that's weird. Are you and your Saudis gonna build the fucking bridge from San Francisco to Alcatraz and make it convenient for the people? No, you're not. So it's like, what the fuck are we even doing, bro? What are we doing? Yeah, you would have to take the ferry. I don't feel like people. I feel like that's too inconvenient. Why not just have an event in a regular fucking place in San Francisco? Like, if you really want to bring it to the West Coast, why not just? Why do we have to do that? Why? I think a lot of people don't ask Turkey that. Why? Why are we doing this? What's the purpose? Why are you so hell bent on doing this? Like, they just be like, oh yeah, Turkey, fuck it, you paying us, so we just gonna do whatever you say, boss. Of why? Why? That's weird. That's weird, cuz. So what you gonna have motherfuckers go over to the Alcatraz and clean up? We don't even know how well that building has been maintained since it's been abandoned. It might be in terrible condition. Might be some type of health hazards going on. You might have some motherfucking asbestos, whatever the fuck the case is over there. You want to bring fans over there? Fighters is already getting sick where you was at out in Riyadh for some apparent reason. Now you're going to take us to this old abandoned motherfucking place. And, you know, I don't know, bro. That shit's super weird. Yeah, the 49, same frame 49ers. You can have it happen in their arena. You can have that shit happen in, you know, the Golden State. I don't know the name of their arena, but you get what I'm saying. You know, where the Golden State Warriors play, where the 49ers play, you can just do that. Why not? I can't really. It's hard for me to understand Turkey's mentality. It's like you trying to stand out so bad, and it's like you standing out. You know how you gonna stand out, Turkey, more than anything, not from putting it in unique, landmarks or having motherfuckers perform there. You stand out by making the best fights. You stand out by making the best fights, Turkey. That's if you want to stand out in any way. If you want to be that guy in any way, just make the fights happen. You don't have to overcomplicate none of this shit. Just make the fights happen, bro. Marlon 2631 says Turkey got the craziest ideas. Turkey treats boxing like it's Mortal Kombat or something. Facts. Come on. And I guarantee you that he be having like all these, these weird ass thoughts because nobody sits here and be like, yo, Turkey, that's a dumb idea. That's dumb. I mean, you don't got to outright disrespect him or be that blunt, but it's like, Turkey, like, why? So you got to ask him, why? What's the purpose? You know what I'm saying? Tago said, nigga treat boxing like it's his my career mode. Facts. Nigga just doing whatever. But it is what it is. Yeah, he trying to edit the sliders, right? And Coffee said he is square. That's crazy. But yeah, so let's talk about Turki Alalshikh in regards to that interview he just put out with Ring Magazine. Solid interview. You know what I'm saying? Just Turki Alalshikh. He is an important figure at this point in time right now. So, it's good to know what he's thinking or what his plans are moving forward. And from what I saw, he's looking to create a monster undercard on that Canelo Alvarez Terrence Crawford event. I've seen Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes may possibly be on that undercard. I think that'll be absolutely fire to see Abdullah Mason fight for a world title on such a big card like that. I seen Jaron Miller, the bad with the big babies, bro. Jaron Miller versus Jared Anderson. I think that's an absolute slaughter if you ask me, but that's still an intriguing fight that I wouldn't mind seeing. Let's see if Jared Anderson could, stand up to what Jaron Miller's dishing out. You feel what I mean? And there was a few other fights on that card as well. But Turki Alalshikh cooking up. You know what I'm saying? He definitely cooking up. But I caught a little something, man. I'm gonna see if I can actually pull this audio up real quick so you can hear it. But he was actually talking about bringing Nayu anyway, back. Let me see. Let's actually pull this up right here. Shout out to the Ring Magazine putting this post together because that's where I had saw it. And we're going to hear this. I don't know. Y'all let me know. This is up for interpretation. It wasn't like a direct shot or anything like that. You feel what I mean?
We have
look, he says it real quick, so you don't even peep for real. But listen to it. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
We are close to finish against Picasso. Mm-hmm. In December, we have the monster, the real monster. We have in 27 of December, monster. we have in December, we have the monster, the real monster. We have in 27 of December, we have Ennis.
Yeah.
So in December.
Ennis. I don't know who he was calling Teofimo Tilafilu, and then he calling Enua. So I don't know if this motherfucker got pronunciation issues. due to the language barrier, or this motherfucker just don't know these dudes' names. But regardless, listen to this one more time.
In December, we have the monster, the real monster. We have
in December we have the monster, the real monster. Now you are anyway. Supposedly he's supposed to be coming back, December 22nd or whatever the case is. So he was just speaking on that. But that, as soon as I heard that, I was like, the real monster. Why you saying that? Who else is a monster? So I really got to thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, well, they call David Benavidez the monster, the Mexican monster. You feel what I'm saying? So when I heard that, I'm like, I know he didn't just diss David Benavidez like that, as if like, you know what I mean? Like, now you want anyway, is he a pound for pound level fighter? Yes. He's top 3 on Mazuma TV's pound for pound list as of right now. Quality fighter, multi-division world champion, undisputed. You know what I mean? He done accomplished it all, especially in those smaller weight classes. And to be honest with you, now you anyway, he really one of the ones who got these smaller weight classes on his back in terms of like bringing attention to it. Him, Junto, Ben Rodriguez, Nonito Donaire had his time. Guillermo Rigondeaux had his time. You know what I'm saying? Gary Russell had a little bit of attention when he was at 126. So, like, he's the one that's like leading the way in terms of like, being one of those guys in the smaller division. And for what I heard from people that, actually are in Japan and stuff like that, now you anyways like a A-class celebrity in his home country. And that's really hard to do as a boxer, especially in the United States. If you're able to be an A-level celebrity from boxing in the U.S., you work hard for that. You know what I mean? There's only a handful of fighters who've been able to do that, like, Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Muhammad Ali, guys like that. You feel what I'm saying? So, no disrespect to Nayu anyway. He's a monster in his own right. He done showed it. Stephen Fulton, John, ever since the Stephen Fulton fight, I've looked at Nayu anyway in a different light because that made me realize that he's a lot better than what I thought he was initially. So he a monster, yes. But to say that Nayu anyway is the real monster, me as a man, I use logic. I'm assuming that you're saying that somebody else ain't a real monster. You out here saying that somebody's a fake monster. If I go around and I say, yo, man, I'm the real Marcus Rosen. The real Marcus Rosen. You feel what I'm saying? By hearing something like that, you would assume, oh, well, there must be somebody else by the name of Marcus Rosen that, he finds to be fake. Right? So you know what I'm saying? When I hear Turki Alalshikh say this, can it be a language barrier? Possibly. You know what I mean? He speaks English pretty well, but you can tell there's still certain things that he needs to learn. You feel what I mean? He's not 100% fluent yet. So it's like I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, I just feel like that was a bit obvious. You feel what I mean? Let me actually play this shit again, and then I'm gonna actually read the comments and see what y'all think. It's real quick, so pay attention.
In December, we have the monster, the real monster. We have in 27th of December, we have Ennis. Yeah. We are thinking now, we are close to finish Ennis against Picasso. Mm-hmm.
That's strange to me. You know what I mean? That's definitely strange to me. Let me read these comments. 88 Sports Talk, what up? He said, no, Benavidez is the real monster. Salute. R3. He said, I'm sorry, I just tuned in. What was Turkey saying about Benavidez? I hope you heard that, brother. If not, please let me know, and I'll rewind that back for you. Ralph said, Turkey, a petty motherfucker. He act like a woman when he doesn't get his way. Well, we've seen that historically with Turki Alalshikh. He don't really take kindly to motherfuckers telling him no. You know what I mean? I guess that's just something that he finds to be disrespectful. And, probably in his country, he's never told no. You know what I'm saying? Or because, he brings a shitload of money, he expecting everybody to just say yes to him and just, just let them be. Like, he just want motherfuckers to fall in line because he giving them a bag. But he realizing that boxing, not everybody, this a alpha male type of sport. So there's some people out here that don't give a fuck how much money you got. If you're not in line with their plans, they're not fucking with you. You feel what I'm saying? Don't matter if you bring in, it don't matter if you're a multi-billionaire or you being backed by multi-billionaires. You know what I mean? It's either you following the program or it's fuck you. And that's exactly why Canelo Alvarez was moving how the way he was moving and pretty much made Turki Alalshikh submit to his, needs, submit to his demands. Because Canelo didn't give a fuck how much money he brought to the table. If it wasn't in line with what he wanted, then he was going to go find the money somewhere else. So, yeah, Turki don't really like motherfuckers telling him no. He have little bitch fists whenever he don't get his way. But, you know what I mean? There's just some people that, move like that. There's people who able to take rejection well, and there's people that can't. Turki, you obviously can't. You don't take rejection well. Coffee Plant, yeah. Coffee Plant says, double tap your phone, hit the like button, it's free. Absolutely. And my name is Marcus Rosa, and I approve this message. So yeah, y'all let me know in the comments, man. What y'all thinking? Is this a shot at David Benavidez? Yes or no? Let me actually put this poll up. You know what I mean? Y'all let me know. And if it ain't a diss, let me know what y'all let me know what it is. I just put the poll up right now. Y'all go check it out. Did Turki diss David Benavidez? Please let me know. Please let me know. And if you said no, let me know why. Let me know why. 88 Sports Talk said Canelo already made over 150 million. You're not about to tell him shit. Facts. You know what I mean? Once niggas get to a certain point, it's like you can give a fuck about what another man talking about. Once you up, you up. So, and he don't give a fuck if a motherfucker making more money than him because, you know what I mean? He got enough money where he not needing from anybody. You know what I mean? Drop them votes. Drop them votes. I'm seeing 40% of people so far are saying no. Y'all gotta let me know why. I need to hear different perspectives, man. Y'all just voting no just because, or do we like what we feeling? Coffee Plant says, of course he dissed him. What's going on? What's going on? Let me see. So far we got 12 votes, man. We need how many people? We got 28 people in the building, man. Let's try to get 28 votes. Let me know what y'all thinking. If y'all tuned in, please hit the yes, please hit the no. And if you're not sure, just let us know that. I mean, I know some people at work and can't really get, in the comments and shit like that, but it don't take much to click a button. Tego said, I think Benavidez should pop shit back to Turki. He like all attention, good or bad. I mean, yeah, definitely Tego. I'm not gonna say he should, but if he did, I wouldn't be against it. You feel what I'm saying? Because I feel like Turki Alalshikh, you know what I mean? He a newbie to this game. Like, regardless of how much money he done put into the sport, he's still a newbie to this game, and he want everybody to acknowledge him as like some type of king, you know what I mean, of some type of royalty. And it's like, bro, you ain't even been in the game for half a decade yet. You got everybody kissing your ass because you cashing them out with checks that they never seen before. So now you feeling yourself. You feel what I mean? So I mean, I'm a fighter. I'm David Benavidez, right? Like, I'm putting myself in David Benavidez's shoes. I'm out here trying to get the biggest fights possible, and all you ever done was turn aside, turn your face to it. I was looking to get that, Canelo Alvarez fight, and you said you try to make the fight happen, but in reality, you wasn't hell bent on making that fight with Canelo. You gave it to Crawford instead. You gave the fight to William Scroll instead. He was trying, David Benavidez was trying to get that fight with Dimitri Bivol. And instead of you trying to take on the opportunity to make a big fight between Benavidez and Bivol for Undisputed, what you did instead was made Bivol vacate his WBC title so I could follow through with a trilogy with better beef. When in reality, nobody, in my personal opinion, I would rather see him fight David Benavidez than do a trilogy with Artur Beterbiev. We already seen these dudes fight twice already. Were they both exciting fights? Yes. But we already seen the outcome of two fights already. We've never seen David Benavidez in the ring with neither one of them guys. So I think the mystery behind, Benavidez and Bivol is more intriguing than seeing Beterbiev and Bivol go at it for a third time. That's just my personal opinion. You feel what I'm saying? Tego said, I voted no. I think Turkey trying to get a reply. I don't think it's a diss. I think it's more so bait. Yeah, Tego, I understand the angle that you coming from, but if you saying that if two niggas is calling themselves a monster and Turki Alalshikh knows that, you know, he's a supposed boxing fan, right? So he know the nickname that David Benavidez got. So if you got, you know what I mean, two motherfuckers calling each other a monster, you be like, yeah, my boy, now you insinuate a real monster. It's like, that's a shot, brother. You ain't had to do that. You could have just called him the monster and continued on with your conversation. You feel what I mean? But it's, you know, in the process of bigging up now you anyway, you shitted on David Benavidez. So that's a shot as far as I'm concerned. Like if we got two niggas on the block, you know what I mean, calling themselves the GOAT. Oh, let's say we got two boxers in the gym calling each other the GOAT, like that's their actual nickname. Like, you know what I mean? Like Danny the GOAT Gonzalez, and then we got another motherfucker over here like Mark the GOAT Rosa, right? And then they be like, yeah, my boy Danny the GOAT, yeah, man, he the real GOAT. I'm gonna be looking at you like, you know, that's my nickname too. So like, what you trying to say? I'm a fake GOAT? I'm gonna take that as disrespect immediately. Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? So I was at the pool, yo. This shawty was slick as shit. Let me tell y'all niggas something. So I was at the pool, right? And my girl, she, you know what I mean? She had like her little sister, her daughter, her son, you know what I mean? And who else? No, that was it. And then it was me. And then like her friend had came through with his her little gay friend or whatever came through with fucking his niece or whatever. So it was a good amount of us over there. But there was this girl that was watching me. I didn't even peep that she was watching me, right? I'm gonna get right back into the boxing after this. It was a little big John or whatever. She had some big shades. Regan John. You can tell she was a little chunky. I could see it like in the shoulders and the arms. So my girl had stepped away. I don't know where she went. I think she either went to get some food for the kids or something. And she was like, you here with your girlfriend? Right, like off the rip. They didn't say hi, nothing. I was like, yeah. She was like, oh, never mind. So I think that she wanted me to be like, oh, why? What happened? Like, nigga, I'm not no Joe thirsty ass nigga. I'm cool. Go ahead about your business, right? So she played it cool. Whatever. I don't see her again. Like that pool was so big and it had a few people in it, so it was hard to lose somebody. So I don't know where the fuck she went. Right? So now we leaving, nigga. We leaving. Well, it was like 2 hours later. Now we leaving. We packing our shit up. We walking to the car. My girl go into the ladies' bathroom to change and shit. So I'm sitting there waiting. I'm on my phone watching some boxing interviews and shit like that. This girl pop up again, bro. Same chick. Hey, how old are you? I'm like, why? What? Why? What happened? I'm like, why? What happened? She like, oh, never mind. And then dip. I was like, what the fuck? Bro, and I swear to God, bro, she dipped. She dipped, right? I checked my phone. I looked back. She was gone. I was like, look, what the fuck is like this bitch like an alien or some shit? This bitch is like going like deport, like fucking going somewhere. Like I don't know, bro. She just kept disappearing. So I'm like, bro, that shit is super weird. And my girl didn't see her not one time. I told her on the drive back to the crib. I'm like, yo, you peep? Nah. She said, I don't know who the fuck you talking about. So I don't know if I'm schizophrenic now and I'm just seeing shit. But there's this little chunky Regan John with some black shades, you know what I mean? Cover like her eyes, her eyebrows, take like this whole frame right here. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what? So you already know she was with the shit. She was on some straight hoe shit because, you know what I mean? First of all, it's like she had to have seen me with my girl because why is that the first thing you bringing up? You see me chilling with my shorty, you see she walked away and you like, you here with your girls? Like, bitch, you already know that. And females got a tendency of asking questions they already know. They just want to know if you loyal or not. So I feel like that was a test in all honesty. She wanted to see what type of time I was on, and I was like, yeah. So then, because if you didn't know I had a girlfriend and I told you, and you not that type of chick, like you ain't no thought or whatever, that's just end of discussion. He got a girl, that's it. So now you coming back around, now you asking my age. So obviously you don't give a fuck about me having a girl. Now you want to see if I'm within your age range. I don't know, that shit was super weird, bro. I don't know, that might have been a loyalty test, cuz I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think my girl, I know for a fact my girl wouldn't do no shit like that. She don't trust bitches. But it's like, I don't know, super weird, bro. Ain't gonna lie. She was moving real, like, weird. But anyways, Turki Alalshikh, my personal opinion, I thought that was a little shot at David Benavidez. And I don't know if he felt a little way about Benavidez because Benavidez had told him no in terms of fighting at Alcatraz. I don't know if he felt the way about Benavidez. Considering the fact that, he tried to force the fight with Bivol through the WBC, and Turki was pretty much like, nah, I got Bivol reserved for the Better Be You trilogy. So the WBC was like forcing Bivol to make a choice. Like I don't know if that's the case where like Turki was like, damn, like Benavidez trying to fuck my trilogy situation up. It could be that. I don't know if it was Samson Luka was saying that, they not fighting nowhere but the United States. And Turki may have felt the way about that, considering he like to do his fights in Riyadh. It could be a multitude of things. You know what I mean? I don't really know. I haven't heard Turki Alalshikh, address it. He wasn't asked those questions, so I guess, time will tell. Time will definitely tell. But I do know at one point Turki was interested in making the David Benavidez fight, working with David Benavidez, I would say. And he invited him over to Riyadh and all that shit for an event not too long ago. This was before the, stripping Bivol of his WBC light heavyweight title. But simultaneously, in that same interview, he was saying that, Canelo should be back in February. After the Terrence Crawford fight, that he should be back in February. And he's trying to convince him. Now, check this shit out. He said that little, he threw that little shot at David Benavidez or whatever. And then he goes on to say that he's trying to convince Canelo to take that fight with David Benavidez because it's the real. I think he called it like the biggest fight or the big fight. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like he threw a shot at David Benavidez, but at the same time he's acknowledging that David Benavidez and Canelo is like the big fight. You feel what I mean? So I don't know. But then I've also heard Turki Alalshikh say that he don't need to like you in order to do business with you. So he may have some dislike for David Benavidez. They might not have the best, they might not be saying eye to eye type shit. Like I said, he probably don't like the fact that David Benavidez is cool with, without working with him and shit like that. But it is what it is. Canelo gonna ask for $200 million. I mean, that was the price tag he put on it before. He said $200 million. So if Turki was to put that up, I don't know. $200 million light for you though, right, Turki? You over here making $100,000 belts, $140,000 belts, $150,000 belts. I don't know. Is $200 million something that Turki would do? I don't know. I don't know if he fuck with Benavidez that much to put up a $200 million check to get him to get a big fight. I don't know if that's possible. You know what I mean? 200. To be honest with you, 200 mil is like for Riyadh. It is that is like money for Saudi Arabia. No, but they make that easy. The royal family, they rich as a motherfucker over there. 200 mil, that's light work. That's light bread. That's crazy to say, but that's the reality. Trying to tell you, you don't know Riyadh motherfuckers, bro. They make billions upon billions upon billions of dollars. I had looked it up the other day. Hold on, I'm about to get that answer for y'all right now. So this is the King of Riyadh. The King of Riyadh's name is King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Shahi. I don't fucking know. Yeah, like that. The King of Riyadh, his net worth is 18 billion, and you know the family is worth 1.4 trillion dollars. 1.4 trillion dollars. The family. Come on, man. 200 mil. That's like that's pocket money, bro. I think after like, nah, Floyd definitely never came home with 200 mil. Like I know he was guaranteed 100 mil for like I think the Pacquiao fight, and I think the McGregor fight. But you know, with taxes and shit like that, Floyd probably only came home. And you know, the pay-per-view revenue, he probably made an additional. You know, he probably made another 100 M's. I don't know, but you know, with taxes and all that shit, and nah, he not coming home with that much. Yeah, what that the family that owns Riyadh, bro. The Al, what the fuck is that? Al Saad family. The king in itself, he's worth 18 billion, but the family overall, 1.4 trillion dollars. The royal family. So 200 mil, that's easy money. That's easy money. You know what I mean? Yeah. 1.4 trillion means 200 million is like 200K for them, or even 20. I think it's 20K, bro. Yeah, I mean, if they had a billion, maybe 200 million, it'd be like 200K for them. Shit. Ross said Floyd gonna start spazzing if he find out Canelo gonna get a $200 million purse. He's gonna bring attention to himself and start talking about his accomplishments. Yeah, you already know that. And you already know what he gonna say. Oh yeah, man. You know what I mean? That's cool. You know, he making that type money, but you know, he's not doing record breaking numbers like me. You know, they handed him that money. But you know, I'm doing I did real record breaking numbers, you know, and you know, I beat Canelo so easy. Oh, I beat Canelo. Okay, Floyd. Okay, Floyd. Sure, buddy. No problem. Whatever you say to you know, draw more attention to yourself, it's okay. But let's get into this next topic because I really wanted to address this. Eddie, I mean not Eddie. Eddie Reynoso's fighter, Canelo Alvarez, along with Terrence Crawford, sat down and did an interview with Ring Magazine, and this was definitely a different concept as well. Where they had like Shaq, Tom Brady, who I don't know who else they had in that situation, but I think they called it something like the Goats, some shit like that, where it was an interview. I think it was Tom Brady, Dana White, and Shaq, and it was called like the Goats podcast. And apparently they had Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford sitting there just talking and you know talking about their fight and what they bring to the table and things of that nature. And somehow the conversation had pretty much escalated to you know Canelo Alvarez saying um, that Terrence Crawford hasn't faced not one elite fighter yet in his career. I think that caught Terrence Crawford off guard You know what I mean? In all honesty, I don't think that he was expecting Canelo Alvarez to say that. And the reason why I say that was his response wasn't the best response that he could have gave. You feel what I mean? Canelo Alvarez is like, bro, just name me one elite guy that you have fought. Let me actually pull that up as well. And I don't understand why Tom Brady there. Nobody wants to see this nigga, this nut ass nigga on motherfucking talk about boxing. Now, I mean, Philly don't even fuck with Tom Brady anyway. That's why we packed him up back in like what 2017. We packed your bitch ass up. You know what I mean? We won't fuck with Tom Brady. You remember what you did with Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens and all that. You feel what I mean? So to see your whole ass on here, bro, you enraged me, and that's why I was hyped. You know what I mean? When we fried y'all not too long ago, sent your dumb ass packing from New England, fuck nigga. You feel me? Anyways, go Birds. Let's hear what Canelo Alvarez had to say about Terrence Crawford's resume. Let's go.
Don't give me wrong.
Nigga, Marky Dan, shut up, nigga. Shut up, nigga. He don't go whatever the fuck he wants. I know that if he was in front of me, he wouldn't go wherever the fuck he wants. Fuck is you talking about? I'll beat his ass. Fuck, that nigga arm ain't gonna help him in this situation, nigga. Fuck you mean? Nigga gonna QB sneak right into this right hand. Fuck Tom Brady. Nigga ain't going nowhere. Disrespectfully.
Don't give me wrong, okay? He's a good fighter, a great fighter. I always say before I see him calling me out and want to fight and everything, I see before. I say before he's a great fighter. But if you look at his career, mention one elite fighter. Just mention me one elite fighter.
So Postal wasn't elite?
Who?
Victor Postal.
Who's that guy?
Oh, so he wasn't commercialized. He wasn't.
Who's that?
Great. Ricky Burns wasn't elite.
40 years old champion in that moment beat Mr. Postal in my gym. I saw that.
So whoever taught this nigga English. Yeah, all right, nigga. I would never. First of all, Marky Dan, you got me fucked up. So with you saying that, you trying to say I'm a groupie, you got me fucked up. I never asked nobody for no autograph. I ain't never asked nobody for no motherfucking picture in football. You know what I mean? The only niggas I've ever asked for an autograph and a picture was niggas that I actually looked up to. Like Tito Trinidad, like my favorite fighters, Ben Rodriguez, Jaron, Ennis, motherfuckers that I actually give a fuck to watch. I never gave a fuck about watching no faggot ass Tom Brady. You feel what I mean? I'm from Philadelphia. Don't nobody want to go and get no autograph from no New English Patriot ass nigga. You got the city of Philly fucked up just saying shit like that. If I was in front of Tom Brady, I wouldn't even say nothing to the nigga because I don't fuck with him. And that's really a reflection of how the way you would react if you saw a celebrity. I done been around multiple celebrities and you can ask. I don't never be joing nobody. I don't even speak to half them niggas when I see them. You know what I'm saying? So you got me fucked up, Marky. But anyways, stay ass at St. Croix and go ahead and go play on the beach or something, nigga. You don't know what be going on over here. The mentality different over here. We don't dick ride nobody. I know at St. Croix ain't nobody really popping over there. So if you seen a nigga, you probably jump out your panties. But over here in Philly, seeing celebrity niggas, that's regular. You know what I mean? Those shit be happening in St. Croix. Niggas just be hearing waves and crickets chirp all night and shit like that. You know what I mean? Niggas don't be going on. Shit don't be going on over there. So I forgive him. You know what I mean? Motherfucker jump right out his thong if he see somebody that he like. That nigga see Tom Brady and get hella moist. PYP, what up? Let's run this shit back. This nigga said, so Victor Postal, he wasn't elite. He said, man, I seen a 40-year-old nigga beat his ass in the gym. Like, what?
Don't give me wrong, okay? He's a good fighter, a great fighter. I always say before I see him calling me out and want to fight and everything, I see before. I say before, he's a great fighter. But if you look at his career, mention one elite fighter. Just mention me one elite fighter.
So Postal wasn't elite?
Who?
Victor Postal.
Who's that guy?
Oh, so he wasn't commercialized. He wasn't.
Who's
he
that?
wasn't great. Ricky Burns wasn't elite.
40 years old champion in that moment beat Mr. Postal in my gym. I saw that.
Who was the 40-year-old champion that beat up on Postal? Who was he talking about? Who is he talking about? Anybody know who he talking about? Who was a 40-year-old champion that beat up on Victor Postal? I was trying to put that together. I couldn't think though. I was probably thinking like a Ray Beltran or something. Hank Lundy was never champion for Coffee Plant. I have no clue. Like I was thinking like Ray Beltran maybe, because like when did he win that world title? I was really thinking like it got to be somebody in their Postal weight class, world champion, 40 years old. Like who the fuck? He's 43 right now. Like Ray Beltran is 43 right now, and he's from Los Mochis, so that's Mexico. So that kind of checks out. Like I don't know. I don't know. Yo, pack these niggas, please. Keep them wrenches sharp because they out here wilding. Let's see. I don't know. Could it have been Ray Beltran? I don't know. But whoever taught this nigga Canelo English is a fucking savage. I ain't even get to finish this shit. Hold on. This nigga he said Victor Postal with me. I seen a 40-year-old nigga beat his ass at my gym. Like that's crazy.
His career. Mention one elite fighter. Just mention me one elite fighter.
So Postal wasn't elite?
Who?
Victor Postal.
Who's that guy?
Who's that guy?
So he wasn't commercialized. He wasn't.
Who's that?
Great. Ricky Burns wasn't elite?
40 years old champion in that moment beat Mr. Postal in my gym. I saw that.
So Ricky Burns wasn't elite?
Ricky Burns doesn't elite. Okay. He's not elite.
It's cool. Is
there a champion?
I'm going to fight another elite.
There is a champion with fighters, but elite fighters is different. Wait.
I'm going to fight an elite fighter in September.
Yeah, okay.
Then we're going
to find out.
We're going to find out.
And don't get me wrong, you're a great fighter.
I know I'm great.
You're a great fighter, but you're going to find out. I hope your uncle Turki Alalshikh pay you enough money because it's going to be the last.
It may be.
I hope he pay you enough.
But you know, after fighters fight me, they never.
He said, I hope he paid you enough because this is going to be your last payday. Yeah, this nigga Canelo will be talking greasy.
The same, so I just hope your career continue.
If you look at my career, never say tell me.
Yo, this shit the bit. Canelo an asshole, bro. Oh my God. Sorry, let's talk about it. So you could tell that Canelo, for one, Terrence Crawford, for one, was not anticipating for Canelo to say that because you could tell he wasn't well prepared. Out of everybody you fought, but you brought up Victor Postal and Ricky Burns. My nigga. But you could have went the Prime Gamboa route because they were talking about how he was going to be like the next big thing. And you shut it down. You could have said Prime Gamboa. You could have brought up Earl Spence, who was a unified champion and was a pound-for-pound level fighter. But then at the same time, you discredited your best win. You went out of your way. You went out of your way and told everybody that Earl Spence is not a Hall of Famer. pretty much devaluing what he brought to the table. And what you did as a result of you shitting on Errol Spencer's resume, you diminished that win. You know what I mean? You can't have it both ways. You can't say that this nigga, you know, didn't really accomplish much in the sport. That's what you're saying by saying he's not a pound for pound level fighter. You know, he's not a Hall of Famer. I mean, by you saying that he's not a Hall of Famer, you saying that he didn't build up the credentials necessary in order to get into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. So you're diminished, and that's your biggest win. To be honest with you, that's your biggest win. That is your biggest win to date. But because you decided to shit on him, what you did was made it not look like that victory that it actually was or what it was supposed to be. You got so much respect after that fight. You had all these people coming to you, yo, bro, you proved me wrong, man. You proved me wrong. You proved me wrong. On some real shit, I didn't really see Bud get much credit until he beat Errol Spence. So the fact that you decided to shit on, you know, that guy's accolades when he was really the most significant win on your resume is crazy to me. But regardless, you could have went the prime Gamboa route, nigga. You could have went, like Marky Dan said in the comments. He said that, yo, he should have mentioned Khan because he finished Khan quicker than Canelo. But at the same time, Bud fought an older version of Khan in comparison to Canelo. So I don't know if that would have really worked over too well. But he could have went Gamboa. He could have went Earl. You brought up Victor Postal and Ricky Burns, bro. Like, that was like, you could tell Bud not good with like the comebacks. He's not good with the, you know, he's not good with the words. You feel what I'm saying? He's not, you know, that's just not his thing. He's just good with the hands. You feel what I'm saying? And I think he even admitted that, you know, when he was growing up, he ain't really had a joke. So when people made fun of him, he would pop off. You know what I mean? So that wasn't a well thought answer at all. You got way better wins on your resume than Ricky Burns, who was a world champion. You know what I mean? I think he was a multi-time world champion, to be honest with you. He won multiple world titles. I think Ricky Burns had a world title, and Julius Ndongo took the belt from him, and then Bud had to get the title off Ndongo to become undisputed after that. If I'm not mistaken, Ricky Burns had world titles at 35 and 40. Right? Yeah, Julius Ndongo beat him, and that was for the IBF. What was it? Hold on. Hold on real quick. Let me see. So let me do some research. Nah, I was actually wrong. Wait. Oh yeah, I forgot. They don't be counting them fucking belts, bro. Um, Ricky Burns wasn't coming off a draw in that Ndongo fight, was he? Was he? No, he wasn't coming off of a draw. He was coming off of a win. Then, hold on. I need some clarification. Hold on. Wait. So Ricky Burns won 3 world titles. He got the WBO super feather, he had the WBO lightweight, and he had the WBA light welterweight. Yeah, he a 3-division world champion. That's a 3-division world champion right there. Listen, man, regardless of the situation, man, you brought up Ricky Burns, who, you know, 3-division world champion. You got to give me props. You feel what I mean? Maybe Ricky Burns is an elite level guy. Like, you don't just win 3. You don't just become a legit 3-division world champion, and that nigga's just like regular. I think that takes a special type of fighter to do that, or maybe just great matchmaking. But all in all, you could have brought up Earl Spence. You could have brought up Gamboa. You could have brought up, Sean Porter, who is an elite level welterweight. You know what I mean? And everybody that done beat him, they had a hard time trying to beat him. He only lost to elite level guys. You could have brought up, Sean Porter, Errol, Gamboa. Those are good wins. You know what I mean? Like Victor Post too, he shouldn't have made the cut. But like, if you want to add Ricky Burns is the most accomplished one, you know, outside of Errol. But it's like, come on. Like, come on, bro. Shit. See something real quick. Oh, okay, PYP. You said coming into the Terrence Crawford fight, he had a draw against Ricky. He had a draw against and Bub was just talking about that. He had a draw against Ray Beltran. A lot of people thought Beltran beat him. So when Bud beat Ricky Burns, then he ran that shit with Beltran because he felt like Ray Beltran was really the champion. I remember that. Kell Brook was out the door. Yeah, Kell Brook was out the door, man. Like, and I seen Crawford try to twist it like, you know, Errol he beat Kell Brook off of a knockout loss to Triple G, had a broken orbital and stuff like that. And, you know, he actually beat Kell Brook off of a win streak. And it was like, he said he beat Kell off of a win streak. So he felt like his win was more validated. It was like, nah, that's not how that worked, bro. Like, I see what you try to do, but it's like, nah. You know, regardless of Earl beating him coming off of a knockout loss or whatever the case is, that still is a younger, fresher Kell Brook, you know, who, you know, was more dangerous than the guy that you had faced at the time. You know, when Kell Brook had gotten stopped by Bud, what he did, 1-2 more fights, and then he retired directly after that. Like, I don't know. That's true, Coffee. There is always an excuse. I could really look at anybody's resume and just, you know, be pessimistic about it and make it look bad. But you know, that's what Canelo Alvarez thinks of Terrence Crawford. He's like, yo, Terrence Crawford a good fighter, but you know, he ain't really beat nobody elite. You know what I mean? And you know, I heard Canelo say that way before he fought Bud. I remember him talking about Bud resume and shit like that. So that's just what he think about Bud, and maybe he thinks. And I also heard Turki Alalshikh admitted that Canelo told him that he gonna destroy Bud, that he ain't like how the way Bud, you know, and that face off was pushing him back. You know, when they was forehead to forehead and all that, he didn't really appreciate that at all. So now Canelo's really motivated. He's gonna really try to hurt Bud. Yeah. Shaq didn't really know Crawford's career neither. Well, this man is an analyst for NBA for the NBA, bro. Like, come on. That's why I don't really like the idea. Like, why are fucking football players like faggot ass Tom Brady getting opportunities to interview these guys? Why the fuck is Shaq getting interviews with these guys? Like, why? Like, why? For what? Like, what are we doing? They don't know shit about boxing. They just sitting there asking these cliche ass questions. Hey man, you know you're moving up like 2 weight classes, man. Like you know, you worried at all? Like, shut the fuck up. This shit was ass, bro. See this motherfucking Tom Brady toupee just swaying in the wind while Bud and Canelo talking. Like, bro, don't nobody want to see that shit, cuz. Fuck out of here. You know what I mean? It is almost like for you to get opportunities to do media or commentary in the world, you just have to have never boxed before or just be an athlete in another sport. That's all you need to do. If you want to do any type of commentary, if you want to do any type of, you know, any type of boxing segments and get paid to talk boxing, just don't box. Play another sport. Play in the fucking NFL. Play in the NBA. Play in any sport. Do any sport except boxing, and you will get a job in boxing. Y'all gotta remember they had Matt Barnes with a segment on Showtime talking boxing with Steven Jackson. Like they had Steven Jackson commentating the prelims to a Showtime card. Me and Steven Jackson was arguing back and forth. And he couldn't give me a valid reason as to why he was qualified to talk boxing. You know why? Because there was no fucking reason for him to talk boxing. That's why. Meanwhile, this nigga Max Kellerman done got sat down by ESPN and them because Stephen A. Smith was getting jealous of him. Ever since Terrell Owens said that Max Kellerman blacker than Stephen A., Stephen A.'s main objective was to get Max Kellerman out about the picture. He's sitting somewhere while these dickheads over here talking boxing and they keep making basketball analogies in boxing because all they know is basketball. They just brought this nigga back from the pits of hell when he should have been back a long time ago. Twin Lumar with the $5 super chat. He said, I think they just use Shaq and Brady to get more eyes on the sport. Shout out to the boy Twin with the great insight, man. I appreciate you, brother. And that may have been calculated. That may have been something that they definitely planned on doing. You know what I mean? Maybe that was their intention. However, if you're gonna be bringing these guys on the channel and their main objective is to bring more eyes to the sport by bringing legends into the panel, cool. But you got to make sure that these guys is well versed or at least did some type of homework. Because there's people in the chat telling me that Shaq didn't really know too much about Terrence Crawford's career. You think Tom Brady knew what was going on with Terrence Crawford's career? Do you think he knew what was going on with Canelo Alvarez's career? Do you think that they knew the fights that they had prior in their previous performances? It's like no. Like if you were like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like they could have brought in Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard's currently in the NBA right now. He's a boxing enthusiast. If you're gonna bring somebody who's actually, passionate about boxing. There's athletes that participate in one sport and then they come and check in on boxing or they interested in boxing. I know a few. I thought Shaq was one of them because Shaq always be at the fights. I be seeing Shaq at the fights. I don't know. They paid him $5 million for 18 months, and he cannot work for the full 18 months. Hey, man. Damian Lillard definitely know boxing. Definitely know boxing. You can tell Damian Lillard enjoyed boxing more than basketball. I think he just do basketball because he's good at it. Man, fuck Steven Jackson. He don't know shit about boxing. He gonna go. This dickhead gonna post me on his Instagram talking about, these niggas is haters. Haters never win. And everybody in the comments like, oh, well, he got a good point. Why are you talking boxing? He was salty as shit. Whole shit backfired on him. When you pushing the truth, niggas don't know how to handle it. Niggas just want to do shit and not get called out for the bullshit they getting into. And I even told him, bro, I ain't even mad at you. Get your money. I'm talking about because my whole thing was, Showtime giving him an opportunity. Why is Showtime giving him an opportunity when there's plenty of well-spoken boxers that could break down the game like no other? Why does he have to be the one that gets the opportunity? You feel what I mean? He took that as me hating. No, nigga. Yeah, bro. I swear, if y'all scroll down Steven Jackson's page enough, you do a whole lot of scrolling. You'll see a DM between me and him. Like me and him talking back and forth. He posted me swearing that niggas was going to shit on me. He had his little group. He's like, yeah, man, he hating Steven. Keep it moving, man. Keep dribbling your basketball and not knowing about boxing. And talk that boxing. Talk that boxing you don't know about. See a few dick eaters like that, but for the most part, people was like, oh, his point's pretty valid. I ain't get blasted by nobody, cuz. Smoochie, who blasted me? Ain't nobody blasted me. I think that I be getting these motherfuckers' attention because they know what I'm saying coming from a real place. And when you address the elephant in the room, people get all tight. People get all offended. You feel me? Yeah, he posted it as a post, bro. I don't know if it's still up, but you know what I mean? It was definitely up a while back. I think he posted me and Southpaw. That was back when me and Southpaw was cool. You know what I mean? But what y'all think about Canelo's statements? Y'all think he just belittling Terrence Crawford, or you think that he's making a valid point? What y'all think about Terrence Crawford's resume? I'm gonna tell y'all this though, and this is why I'm not gonna shit on Terrence Crawford's resume. I feel like the politics of boxing got in the way of how great Bud could have truly been. And don't get it fucked up. This man been a champion for well over a decade. You know what I mean? He's been absolutely phenomenal. His instincts, you know what I mean, his boxing ability, his time and his ability to adjust, his dog. Bud is very well rounded. He could do it all. But I genuinely feel like, and this is why I don't shit on fighters that fall victim to the politics of boxing. You know, Bud was truly underappreciated while he was with Top Rank. You know what I mean? They wanted him to follow a specific formula. They wanted him to be brash and they wanted him to be like that. And Bud refused to conform to, their system and what they wanted from him. He just wanted to box. You know what I mean? And get home to his family. But apparently that wasn't enough. And Bob really wasn't willing to put the bread up necessary to put him in those big fights. You know what I mean? They really fucked him over with the Manny Pacquiao fight. And I think they used Manny Pacquiao as bait to get him to re-sign with Tyrank. So it's like, y'all want Terrence Crawford, y'all want the rights to Terrence Crawford, but you're not willing to put Terrence Crawford in situations where, he could have some legacy defining wins on his resume. You know what I mean? Like, let's keep it 1,000. Manny Pacquiao and Bud was supposed to happen. And I'm sure that if Bob Arum would have put up enough bread, Manny Pacquiao would have considered it, but he didn't. So as a result, Pacquiao walked away from that, and that left Terrence Crawford without that big mega fight at 140 or 147 pounds. Instead, he had to face the man who controversially beat Manny Pacquiao and Jeff Horn. But we all know that getting a win over Jeff Horn wouldn't be as respected as getting a win over the 8th division legend, 8th division champion / legend in Manny Pacquiao, right? So, you know, he had to take what was pretty much offered to him. You know what I mean? Like I seen this man go up to 147 and call out Thurman. I seen him call out fucking Earl. He was chasing Earl Spencer around. He even told Earl Spencer to his face, "How you the boogeyman if I'm the one that's chasing you?" And that was something that he genuinely wanted. And that's when you started hearing all this other side of the street bullshit. You feel what I mean? So it's not like Terrence Crawford was really running away from these big fights. He wanted those big fights, but they were never able to manifest because he fell victim to the politics of boxing. So when I see that a guy is genuinely trying to make big fights happen, aka Jaron Ennis, and the politics of boxing get in the way, I can't really be mad at him because he did what he could to make the fights happen. But sometimes, or most of the times, the politics of boxing uh, is stronger than the individual, the fighter. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. Like, look, Jaron Ennis tried to sit here and make these big fights happen. These unification fights. He tried to make that Brian Norman fight. He tried to make that Mario Barrios fight. Barrios, PBC, his team, they felt like it was in Barrios' best interest if he fought a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao. You know what I mean? Brian Norman and them, they felt like it was their best interest to, fight a Jen Sasaki and a Derek Cuevas on the female fighters undercard. It is what it is. The boy Anonymous said, it's irrelevant as fuck anyway. It's not Triple G, Rocky Ford, Kirkland, Munguia, or Berlanga. It's not like, I think that's what you meant to say. It's not like, you said I never sent you the link. Let me see, hold up real quick. Is this him? Is this him, yes or no? All right, I'm going to send, how can I send you this link? I'll send you the link right now. You ain't saying nothing. I don't know if it's you, but we about to figure it out right now. Let me see. How can I send this shit? Is there any way I could put it in the chat? I'm about to right now. Yeah, I'm gonna see your face. You good. I got you. Hold on, I got it on my notes. Hold up. Post it right here. There we go. And that's only for Brian Norman Sr. He ain't gonna curse shit out. We either gonna have a conversation or it's, it is what it is. I could send it to you on the gram. Whatever you want me to do. Email it. What's your email? All right, check your DM. Check your DM, Brian. All right, Brian. Check your message request. We're gonna see what I'm incorrect about. I don't got a problem having a conversation with nobody. Maybe he could provide some clarity. Yo, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Okay, I've been seeing that you've been checking the channel out, so I appreciate you
Absolutely.
coming through.
Absolutely.
So maybe you could provide some clarity on what I got completely incorrect. So whenever you're ready,
Completely incorrect.
you
I
look
was just
tired.
on
You look tired. Japan still kicking your ass.
all the it is. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Listen.
All right.
I was
Good.
just on the boxing boards a little while ago, clearing some things up. And I was saying this about that. I said, they would ask me why I was so mad. They was like, why you so mad about it? And it happened and the this and the that. I said, nah, I'm so mad about it because they did that shit on purpose. Eddie, and then it started with Eddie, and then it came with Boost. They muddied the water on purpose. Let me explain the whole play. Last year, April, I'm not April. What's her name? Rachel Donaire went on the boxing force. Did you see that?
No, but
Rachel Donaire has been around several times telling everybody that fight for the IBF title could have never happened when they even began negotiating with us. Rachel Donaire spoke with the president of the IBF, Daryl Peoples. She's been on record as saying that and everything else. I asked Ness, I said, Ness, do you trust Rachel? He said, absolutely. She came up there, she cooked Ness, because I said, Ness, you don't believe shit. She cooked Ness. Ness had to apologize to me. Tonight, just a little while ago, about 2 hours ago, I was on there with Ness. I said, they asked why I was mad. I said, bro, you heard Rachel say that the negotiations was bullshit because the fight could have never happened. I said, that's why he was staying just outside of our demands. That's why he was all over the place. That's why he said he never received a counter offer. That's why, all of this stuff is on record. He came back saying we were still there asking was the fight still available when we knew the fight wasn't available. And simultaneously, I'm on the other end doing every fucking YouTube ever saying, fuck them niggas, they know what it is. I'm like, wait a minute. You get what I'm saying? Real talk. You can research all of this. So anyway,
okay.
so I asked.
Can I ask a quick question or are you gonna finish up? So
Yeah.
let's say Rachel Donaire, because I respect Rachel Donaire. You know what I'm saying? She'd have been around the block, and you know what I mean. She managed her husband, from what I understand.
Right.
So she know the business, right?
Right.
So let's get this. So if you genuinely, because you co-signed what Rachel Donaire is saying, Why even entertain the negotiations and
I
even go
didn't
back with
know.
counter?
I didn't know. She told me later.
So she knew more than you did.
She found out later. She told me about it. She talked to Daryl. I didn't know. How was I supposed to know?
Oh, so she spoke to Daryl from the IBF,
She
and
spoke
Daryl
to
gave her the
she spoke to
understanding.
she spoke to Daryl from the
Ah,
IBF. I think she said at the end of August.
okay.
So all of this had already been in place, and I knew it was funny from the start because I'm like, bro, Bozy didn't know. Nobody knew. Like I keep telling people, what set all of these wheels in motion is Boots surprising everybody during that interview, saying all the champions turned it down. That's what set everything off. Eddie tried to roll that shit up under the water and roll it, you know what I'm saying, and let it go away. I was texting Bose at the time. I said, texting Bose, bro, he was doing this shit for Conor Ben. I'm on record as saying that. He was trying to get Boots to move up. At that time, there's no doubt in my mind, he was trying to get Boots to vacate and move up to 154 so Conor Ben could get that fucking belt. If you remember, he came back later and was trying to get Conor Ben versus Mario Barrios. Why would
Now
he
I'm gonna
do that?
say this. I actually was one of the people at the very beginning that said that I felt like Eddie Hearn was trying to move Boost up to 54 to get Conor Ben that belt. You
He
see what I'm
was.
saying? So we definitely seeing eye to eye there.
Now,
So
I'm gonna further that. I'm gonna further that. Boost didn't got caught up in the hype, and I'm gonna tell you how he got caught up in the crossfight. Further, do you remember? You can Google this and look it up too. Do you remember it was talks of Conor Ben and Mario Barrios? Do you remember that?
I remember he was calling them out. Yeah, yeah. Like I don't know if
No,
they was actually in talk, but I know that he
but it
was
was
like
Eddie. It
pursuing
was
it.
Eddie saying it. Do you remember it was Eddie saying it?
Yeah, Conor too.
Right. So why the fuck, if you got a champion in the welterweight division that wants to unify, why the fuck would you be trying to make this guy fight Conor Ben? You need to be worried about your welterweight. You understand what I'm saying? The welterweight you just signed that said he want what he want. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes.
You can go look at it. Everything I say can be looked at. See, and that's what pisses me off because I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Everything these people say, it's not consistent and it can be disproven and they don't say much. But the public comes back and spins it and make it make sense. But everything I say adds up, and I'm not Nostradamus. I can't make the shit true. I can't make people do what they do. You feel what I'm saying? So fast forward. Bottom line, no fight could have happened in 2024. Where they muddied the water is that was literally the only negotiation. There was no other negotiation. There was no other time. There was no other change. There was no other opportunity that we were supposed to fight. You have people all in the chats. They ducked 3-4 times. They ducked three this and this. No, we did not. There was one negotiation. One negotiation. And what we did at that same time, even though it was bullshit, of course, planned into it. We don't know it's bullshit. You got people saying, you're not worth this amount of money. Stanionis is worth more. You can't sell this. You can't sell that. Okay. If you look at it this way, you pay Stanionis, but Stanionis is from Lithuania. He didn't have a big following. Stanionis don't have a big following. You talk about $100,000, which we made more. You can Google that. You can Google Stanionis making. He made $50,000 worth versus Gabriel Maestre. He made $50,000 worth versus that guy with 6 fights. He took the fight because he was broke. He did an interview saying that. He took the fight because he was broke. So you got a guy taking the fight because he broke and you paid him more money and you moved the venue. Again, bottom line, that fight would have never happened in the first place. I'm just giving all the things of what actually took place. There was never another time a fight could have took place. Now, this is where people got to confuse. They say, you did this and you fought Derek Quaivez. No, sir. The Derek Quaivez fight was signed September 2024. The Derek Quaivez fight was signed September 2024. We have to abide by the contract. You get what I'm saying? We were supposed to fight him November the 8th, 2024. My son had surgery July the 29th. His hand was supposed to be healed at the end of September. It took about 2 weeks longer. It wasn't ready. It wasn't healed for him to do a full training camp like he needed. You feel what I'm saying? So now that fight was scheduled the first time that we could get a fight in March, which was March 29th. March 29th, you got Jen Sasaki approach. He tell us this, he tell us that. My son says to Jen Sasaki in the interview, if I can't get it, he's what?
Y'all know that shit was choreographed though, Senior. Come on.
I swear to God it wasn't. On
That
everything I
motherfucker,
love.
so that motherfucker came up speaking English out that letter. That shit, that's in the fight was made right after that.
On our end, it was not choreographed. We had no clue he was gonna be there. I swear on all my kids, like
That
you
shit,
never
that
taught me
shit
no.
looked like it though. If it wasn't, then
Listen,
it
listen,
wasn't.
listen.
But
You
it
ask
did.
anybody, I ask everybody who talked to me, everybody who know me, because they talked to me off record too. They talked to me behind the scenes too. Ness, Mill City, Coach Malachi, Johnny, anybody who talked to me, they talked to me behind the scenes too, and they realized I don't lie. I don't have to lie. You feel what I'm saying? I'm full. My word is everything. You feel what I'm saying? And if you ask me again 1,000 times and reword it, I'm gonna tell you the exact same thing. You can't remember the lie you told. I speak too fast. I speak too fucking fast to remember some bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? There's no way.
Tego said he flew 7K miles for no reason.
No. Listen.
He was looking for
Mr. Honda,
opportunity.
I'm finna tell you, Mr. Honda. This me finding this out. Then Mr. Honda, they have a guy that's in. He's based out of Vegas. Mr. Honda is his name. Mr. Honda flew him over there. Mr. Honda cool with Bob them at Tyrann. I had no clue. And you're absolutely right. I feel the same way. I feel we were set up because they
definitely was. They was trying to catch
we
a lick
was.
on
I know
y'all.
we was. I know we were set up because I'm gonna tell you what happened. I thought about it later. They literally had a backdrop. They had everything. They took us off stage a certain way. And when we came off stage a certain way, they bum rushed us. They had media with, they had Japanese media with him. They had everybody with cameras. This shit was crazy. I walked out. If you notice in that picture, I'm always around. In that film, you will not see my face. I'm nowhere around. The reason I'm nowhere around is because they bum rushed my son so hard and there was so much going on. I realized he was in safe hands. I backed out the way because there was too much going on. I was like, what the fuck? I had no clue what was going on. You feel what I'm saying? So I stood back. I looked at it. I knew who Jen Sasaki was because of it's a guy True School Sports or whatever, some shit like that. He had already been telling me he want to fight us. That's the guy over in Japan. So he had already been telling. So I knew who Jen Sasaki was. And when they were saying his name, I had already looked him up. I knew all about it. But on all my kids' life, we had no clue that shit was gonna take place. My son in the ring right before that said, if I can't get one of the I'm trying to get one of the unification bouts. Whoever the winner is, what y'all want to do? Where my piece at? Go look at the interview. Jen Sasaki. He told Jen Sasaki, if I can't get one of you guys to do it, I'll definitely give you that chance. Go look at the interview what my son said to the guy. If I can't get one of you guys to do something, we wait 2 weeks. Boost fight. In fact, go to Mill City, go to any interview I did on Mill City between March 29th and April 12th, and look at the comments. Look at the interviews, look at what I'm saying. To everybody, I said, look, y'all talking to the wrong one. Push that nigga to fight us. Because I had already peeped he wasn't gonna fight us. I had already peeped his words had changed. He was screaming undisputed, and then he started screaming unified. So they kept asking him, will you fight Brian Norman?
Think that don't give you the impression that maybe he was, trying to get up out of there ASAP? So he was trying to at least get one more fight before he dipped?
Hold up. Glad you asked.
Shout out to everybody in the comments. Shout out to the nation.
This is the beginning of May. Hold on. This is the beginning of May. Hey, I got receipts. For mine. Hold on. This is May. This is the beginning of May. You know, like gonna make weight, just in the third. I was at weight on Tuesday. I didn't work out since Tuesday. I ate the day before the weigh-in. I made weight 147 easy. You know, y'all know what y'all be talking about. Y'all just be talking on that. What about your power? At this weight that they were complaining about because your weight was I really was like just getting in my bag, getting in my groove for real. I got to for it. None of these fighters get messed around the best in the world. So listen, bro. This man.
I couldn't hear it too much, but I think I know what you're talking about.
I'm finna send it to you. You can play it for the people so they can hear you. I'm finna send it to you. That man literally said, I make weight easy. Y'all don't know what y'all, look, he said, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. You can only take a man at face value. So I keep saying the one way or the other, like, okay, is he a pussy or is he a liar? And if he's a liar, no, real talk. He's a pussy or a liar. Because some people
Nah.
saying, listen, some people saying he lying. So I'm saying if he lying, why are you picking and choosing what you're gonna believe from a liar? Eddie is a known liar. Why are y'all picking and choosing what you believe from a liar? Hold on one second, dog.
Boost definitely ain't pussy, but
Play
I
that.
see what you're talking about.
Play that. Play that. Play that for the
Let's
people.
see. Shit, I'm streaming through my phone. Let me see if I can do it. Hold up. I don't know if I can get the Instagram through.
Let me try again. Let me try again. Hold on.
Yeah,
Let me try
try to
again.
put it a little louder.
Listen.
Shit.
Hold on. That shit is on. It's still on. What you call it?
All right, while you doing that, shout out to the boy Twin Lumar with the $5 super chat. He said, "Boost."
Hold on. Listen. Hold on. Dude.
Too many people greedy. I seen so many people talking about look weight drain or you know like go make weed. Just easy. You know, just say. I said before, none of these fires get messed with. I'm the best in the world.
So what we doing? So are we lying? What we doing? The man said at the beginning of May, he said, I make weight easy. Y'all crazy. Y'all know what y'all talking about. What about your power? Y'all seen it. Y'all seen my power. I'm just getting started. You can only take it for what he said. Why I'm trying to figure out why we out here and everything I'm saying add up. And you see what I'm saying. These niggas talk. I got video of Bozy saying, I ain't got time for that. I got video of Bozy saying he'll fight Till. They say everything. They're liars. They are inconsistent and they don't talk a lot. So it's like, it's like when you do talk, it's not true. When you do talk, you tell a lot of lies. You tell a lot of inconsistency. Now watch this. I'm 46 years old, and I ain't gonna put no names in this. Another great fighter, another pretty good, damn near great fighter. Great, I'm gonna call him a great fighter. Been in the game a long time. We was talking, and he was asked, because I was curious with my trip. Bro, you ever heard of a doctor that can tell you that the percentage that you was performing at? He was like, well, you know, like, because
I think what he
nutrition is,
meant by that was like he was malnourished. I think that's
listen,
what he was. I
no,
think
no,
that's what he meant.
but there's nothing you can test to tell you what you're working out at. He said he got a nutritionist.
Okay.
The person a doctor, he fucked up. But y'all don't know he fucked up. A nutritionist is the one that tells you what you're missing. You feel me? They don't know about that bit, the Conte pack. The reason the snack pack, the reason people get on snack has a program where they tell you what you're missing.
I
That
love
still
it.
doesn't tell you whether you're malnourished. They give it to you. When you are malnourished, they give it to you. Ain't no fucking malnourishment. It's nothing. There's no such thing. They give it to you. The nutritionists give you what you're shorting. They give you what your deficiency is. If you're vitamin D deficient, they give you extra vitamin D. If you're vitamin C deficient, Z, they give you, they test all of your levels. They check your weight. They check your height. They check everything about you. And they know, like you know how to do body mass index and everything else, body percentage, body weight. Bro, I've been around this a long time. They do all of that and they tell you what you need. There's no fucking doctor to tell you you've been performing at 40%. Another lie. So you got one lie. There's no doctor. There's nobody you gonna call. You can call Floyd. You can call goddamn Mike Tyson. You can call whoever you want with the coach. The best coach, call Bowsy. There's no fucking doctor that's gonna tell you that you performing at 40%. It's no such thing. It's no such thing as that kind of doctor. No fighter would tell you that. If you talk to fighters, do me a favor and ask them, hey, is there any way for a doctor to tell you what you performed at last week? The man said he felt great. At the end of Karen post-conference, he said he made 47 knees. In fact, he bragged about making 47. He bragged about making 47 without a nutritionist, and now he has a nutritionist, and now he on point. Do you not remember that interview?
I remember him bringing the nutritionist in. Yeah.
And he was bragging about making weight on his own without a nutritionist. I've been making the weight. Now I got a nutritionist. This is my first time with a nutritionist. 2 weeks later, Eddie come out. We already got the fight. We locked in because at his post-fight interview, Eddie said, "I talked to Bob. They want to make the fight. You can go look at this. I can't make this shit up. I can't make it true. I talked to Bob. They want to make the fight. They pan over the boots. They pan over the bows. Do you want to fight Brian Norman? He hates to hear my name. He hated. He can't stand it. Watch his reaction."
Man, I wouldn't be able to stand your name either. You always talking shit.
Guess what though? Because I mean it. Look, you know why I'm talking shit? You know why? But this, I guess I didn't explain the mix-up. My bad. Let me go back.
I'm rocking with
Now let me go back. Let me back up a little bit. Let me tell you how they got caught up in it. So when Eddie was doing what he was doing during the first negotiation, that was bullshit. I was cool with Bowley. I talked to Bowley. Bowley didn't even know about it. I'm talking to them every step of the way. I'm telling bro, he fucking with y'all. He lying to y'all because I'm listening to what he's saying and I know what's going on. Bro, he still ain't reached back out. That's a week had to went by. He told him he didn't even see a count off. Bro, he fucking with y'all. Bowsy, thank you. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you telling me. Hold on a second. I can't make this shit true. He said, thank you, brother. I appreciate you telling me. We're going to get right on it. Hold on. Yo, I can't make this shit true. Hold on. All right. Can you see this?
Shit, he's showing screenshots.
Can you see this? Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Can you see this? Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
No, try to read it. I sent it to you.
Well, it's backwards, but it say good.
It say good. I'll tell you what I said. Good afternoon. If you don't believe me, I'll sure tell you screenshot. Good afternoon, good brother. Just keeping you. This is August the 24th. Listen, this is August the 24th. The Karen fight is already ordered August the 19th. August 19th, Karen fight been ordered. Daddy was playing games. I didn't know that. August 24th. Good afternoon, good brother. Just keeping you up to date. We reached out immediately after her interview. They claimed to not see the counter offer. So we asked what's up with the final offer, and they haven't responded. I am going to give it a few hours. I know y'all solid and want it, and so do we. So we pressing her, not y'all. In a few hours, just let you know. They lying to y'all. That's all. Okay, thanks. I appreciate you. I'm going to get on them too. Look at this. You can look at here. You see that?
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
That's Bowsy.
Okay.
Okay, brother. He said the boxing gloves. Now, September the 3rd, when it fell apart, because like I said, that's how long they waited. That's how long they waited to fucking respond. September the 3rd, when it fell apart, Eddie, he didn't even say nothing. He didn't say final offer. He didn't say nothing. It was like he sent the offer, and when he sent the offer, he spazzed out. But I figured out why. He spazzed out because he wanted to muddy the water. He knew what he was doing. He knew what people was already saying. You feel what I'm saying? So I sent this clip to you can read this one for yourself real quick. I sent this clip. I can't make this shit up. Nigga, I'd be a bad motherfucker to see him make up all this shit and make him add up. I just sent that to you. I sent that Eddie talking about they that we still want that. He's telling the public we still want to fight. Like I said, meanwhile, I'm over here like, fuck these niggas. They full of shit. They bullshitting, blah, blah, blah. Now, let me tell you how Boza and Boots got mixed up in it. Boza and Boots got mixed up in it because they start talking crazy. They start saying we don't want to fight when I'm texting you every step of the way. You know we want to fight. I called you before you even knew immediately. And I said, hey, they offered us to fight. He was like, what? Boza didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. Boots knew. Boza didn't know. I said, they offered us to fight. It was $750. I said, they gave us $750. I said, if that ain't enough, we're gonna hit them bad. I just want you to know we're gonna accept the fight. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, we'll do what we gotta do. But you know, I'm just letting you know that they did offer it, and we in the process of sending the counter offer back. Boza was like, nah, man, don't worry about that, man. We told you we gonna do Undisputed with y'all. You know, we agreed on that. Cause me and him had already agreed on that. He's like, we told you we gonna do Undisputed with y'all. We agreed. I said, for real? So I called the team. We think we fucking with Eddie. So I'm like, bro, they lying, man. Eddie lying, man. I said, Eddie ain't even told them nothing about no motherfucking offers, right? You feel me? And then Boost go do the interview. That was Sunday. Boost do the interview on a Tuesday. And that's how the whole goddamn thing started. Read that. I can't make that up. That's another lie Eddie told. Read what you got to the public.
Shit.
Niggas find every way to spin whatever they can spin from a dude that's known to lie and known to tell inconsistency to make it right. I can't make all this shit. I can't make all this shit make sense. I can't make it all add up. I can't make Eddie say what he just said right there.
Right. Let me see something real quick because we got a few super chats because you know the people genuinely
Yeah, we
interested.
cool. I'm gonna listen to all of them. I'm here for all the smoke. I'm listening to all of it. I'm gonna break. And I'm gonna break every part of it. I can't. I'm gonna break every part of it. Everything I say is gonna add up and make sense. The only reason it's not gonna make sense is because you don't want it to make sense.
Okay. So let's scroll up a little bit because there's a few that got
Yeah.
sent in since you came in. Shit. Where we at? Some Twin Lumar, he been sending in super chats like crazy. So
No. Read that thing to him first. Read that and see the lie. I'm gonna hear the super chat. Read that to him.
You want me to read the article?
Just give a synopsis of what it say.
Let me see. 'Cause I'm on my phone right now, so I can't read it. And if I
All right, let
leave
me
it
read it.
on,
I'll read it.
the microphone gonna lag.
No, I'm with you. I'm gonna read it. Hold up.
You got your glasses with
Confirm.
you?
Huh?
You got your glasses with you?
Nah, I'm straight. Hold on. Eddie Hearn explains the frustration with the IBF Borderline Circus Act from Team Norman. He said there are plenty. He said there are plenty of criticism of fire in the direction of the IBF this year, mostly for stripping unified champions Alexander Usyk and Saul Canelo Alvarez for their failure to appear mandatory. Boom. Let me go down to the meat. Hold up. However, promoter Eddie Hearn is at a loss with the sanctioning body when it comes to their welterweight champion, Jaron Ennis, as they want him now to face mandatory challenger Karen Chukadasian. The same fighter Ennis beat 12 rounds to 0 18 months ago. In the short, that's a return of meaningless anyone outside of the Ukrainian and is his team. You know what it is. If you got a mandatory contender, you love the IBF rules, Hearn explained. Let me get down to what he said about us. Anyway, unfortunately, Brian Norman's team, who are borderline the Circus Act, are now coming back, going, oh, actually, we'll take that offer. When the fuck I said that? When the fuck we said that? He's a liar, bro. What the fuck? I'm in the screenshot. They didn't send it to you. Like, come on, dog. Come on, bro. Why? I'm trying to figure out why people really and look, and people like you just laugh at that shit like it. They know you believe it when you want to believe it. The nigga's a liar. The nigga's a born fucking liar. Look at what I just sent you.
Okay.
He gonna say, oh, no, in fact, we'll take that. So you gonna say, in fact, we'll take that, but then come back and say, we didn't take that. We ducked that. We wouldn't take that. Make up your mind. He said we would, in that article I just screenshotted, he said they saying, oh, in fact, we'll take that. Meanwhile, I'm on the other line, like I said, like, bro, man, fuck these folks. I'm on the goddamn whole media rant. So, like I said, with the Bozy and Boost, whatever, it was with the shit they started talking with it. And Bozy did an interview. And when he did the interview, oh, that pissed me all the way off because, again, me and him texting. Me and him texting. I done called him. I'm like, bro, what the fuck going on, nigga? You knew goddamn well we wanted that fight. What the fuck you talking about?
You felt
like,
betrayed?
Huh?
You felt betrayed?
Like a motherfucker. Like some real shit. Bro, what the fuck you talking about? Nigga, like, what? I'm just saying, like, nigga, I'm texting you the whole time. You see the good brother, everything good. You feel me? Now, I'm gonna fast forward real quick. With Bozy. The last time we talked, November the 6th, 7:36 p.m. This when I saw that interview where he was talking shit about us. He was at the Karen fight. So that's 3 days before the Karen. Well, they was doing their little thing. Karen, they was doing their little media run right before the fight. So November the 6th, they fought November the 9th. Quit doing interviews saying we don't want to fight when you know good and damn well we do. Now, I don't have nothing but respect for you, but cut that bullshit out. We coming for y'all. I said, you're gonna have to back it up soon enough. I'm so serious. P.S. Your son hit like a girl. Now prove me wrong. That's why
you know that's cat. You know that's cat, Brian.
Nigga, yes he do. How the fuck you gonna tell me? I know more than you. Yes, he do.
How you know more than me? I done been around
Cause
Boost
I was
longer
in
than
the
you.
gym with this nigga. Listen.
Yes, I have been. I've been in the gym with Boost since I was 17. What are you talking
So
about?
let me ask you a question.
Yeah, he don't
When he
hit
was
like
in
a
the gym,
girl.
so when he was in the gym, you haven't seen him punch. Have you seen him punch people in the face over and over and not hurt him? Don't say no.
I've also seen him stop middleweights and light heavyweights
But
too.
you seen him punch people in the face over and over and not make them bleed, not make them hurt, none of the above, right? Let's be real.
That's anybody though.
No, it's not.
Yes,
No,
it
it's
is.
not. I'm gonna tell you why it's not.
Your son don't stop everybody he spar.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. The amount of punches he's hit. Nobody throws. He throws a lot of punches. Do you agree?
He can if he needs to. Yeah.
He come out blasting. He come out like a. He come out blasting. That's what he do. He come out from the start and he blast you. Yes or no?
Yeah, that's what I see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. How do I know that? He come out from the start and he blast you. Again, y'all have a welterweight there. You know who I'm talking about. I ain't gonna go into no detail. PK. Y'all got a welterweight there. PK.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
We was in the gym with him, 20 years old. Mind you, when we met him, we was 20. My son was 20 years old. Boo sparred that guy. He sparred my son. He was teeing off in that dude's face. I'm sure you've seen it before. Teeing off in his face. Then drop him. Then make him live. This nigga light skinned. Then drop him. Then hurt him. He is. My son light skinned. Then drop him.
He had white. Well, I knew what you said.
No, this nigga light skinned. He didn't drop him. He didn't hurt him. He didn't do nothing. Listen, no, he didn't. I'm so serious. He didn't do nothing to him. Watch this. Listen. Fast forward. My son get in there with him the first time. Break his eye socket. He had a fight coming up. If you don't believe it, ask PK. He'll tell you the truth. He couldn't fight. Okay. He had a fight. He was in camp with Boots for a fight. He had to leave camp and he had to cancel his fight because the first time he sparred my son did not hit him with nowhere near as many punches as Boots hit him with. My son fucked his eye up. Ask around. See if I'm lying. I can't make this shit up, bro. I can't make it up. In fact, I was on Mill City with Greg Hackett, and Greg Hackett admitted that. Greg Hackett tried to blame it on my son using 16-ounce gloves that he hit the bag with. That's what Greg Hackett explanation was. Oh, look, you want to go with that, right? You want to go with that?
Nah, I'm not. I don't make those assumptions. I don't do that.
Right, but I'm telling you what Greg Hackett said. Greg Hackett said, "Well, wasn't he sparring that same guy in the boost in the gloves that he was hitting the bag with?" I said, "Bro, those are not his bag gloves. Those are the only gloves we brought on the plane with us. That's it." So he was using the bag to warm up with him. Those are not his bag gloves. But wasn't he using? Okay, so he done beat the pad out of these gloves so bad he broke this man's eye socket. Well, not to mention, Boots do the same thing, and you know this. If you've been in the ring with him that long, the same gloves he's sparring, he get out that ring, he go right to the bag. Am I right? Am I lying or am I not?
I've seen him do it. Yeah,
how do I know these things? I'm not Nostradamus. Can't make it true. I speak fast.
Okay.
Listen,
But you
I speak fast.
you popping shit though by saying he punched like a little girl though.
Okay,
like
this
just
is the
because he
thing.
don't punch like just because he not heavy handed and punching like your son don't mean
This is
that he.
this is why I say you punch like a girl. This is why I say you punch like a girl. The first time when he sparred my son, he hit him a lot. That's why and that was the thing. And that's how I figured out what to do the next time. So the first time he did it, it was shocking. I'm gonna say that. It was shocking. And then I figured out why he do what he do to people. It's the Mike Tyson thing. They already fear you because of reputation, and then you go in and you do some shit like that. That's going to make them fear you more because he's a front runner. He's a fast starter. Do you agree?
So you admit your son was scared the first time he sparred Boots?
Not at all. I ain't say shit about scared. What the fuck you talking about? When I say
You
scared,
just say he had the Mike Tyson effect, so when they get in there with him, they be scared. So what are you
I
talking
said,
about?
hey, my son wasn't scared of him. No.
Okay, so you saying the first time he got off on your son, and
No, no, right.
you say you understand why.
I'm telling you, I figured out the whole thing as a whole of how he do what he do after he got out. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying? It's the
Yeah.
Mike Tyson effect. That's what I ain't saying. Nothing about my son and nothing about fear. No, my son was not afraid of him. So anyway, fast forward. As I'm thinking, this was on a Wednesday that they sparred. So as I'm thinking through the weekend, Saturday, it popped up in my brain because we didn't record it. I said, bro, I know what happened. I know what happened. I know exactly what the fuck happened. I said, you didn't do shit. You didn't do nothing, nigga. It was on you. That's what I told my son. I said, bro, it was on. I said, when I replay it in my brain, I can only see him working. I don't remember you doing none of what you do. I said, they do 4-minute rounds, correct?
Correct.
I said, take your ass in the Monday. They spar Monday, the next Monday. I said, take your ass in there, do what you do, put your fist in that nigga face, right? Break it. Same thing with Tank. I said, break his punches up as soon as he throw the combination, because that's how you break up combinations. I said, when he start punching, punch in between. That's what I told him. And guess what? He did that shit. He whooped Boo's ass for 3 minutes. I'm telling you, he whooped Boo's ass for 3 minutes of the first 4 minutes of the first round. What happened after that was my son was standing there. I watched his shoulders drop. I watched his demeanor change. I watched everything change. I started cussing at him immediately because I knew what he was doing. He was silent. He was silent in agreement. Now, fast forward after that, again, same as I've always been said, they're both of their Boots now respecting him, didn't even try him like that no more. Every single sparring session after that was bullshit, worse than anybody you could see in the gym, because it was nothing but mutual respect, and they was moving around doing absolutely nothing. Every single one, until the last one right before my son fought Quentin Randall. My son was 22 years old. So that's what people not understand either. My son was 20 years old the first time we met him. It's 2020. He was 22 years old, 2023. The second time we met him, he was about to be 23. So we going there right before the Quentin Randall fight. Same thing, performance ass. I don't know what got him, my son. He teed off again for about 30 seconds. Guess what your boy did? It's gonna go into what I told y'all before. He teed off about 30 seconds. You know what Boots did? He grabbed him and held him. That's where all of my thoughts came from. That's where all of the stuff I say came from. I know how to test your heart. Boots didn't fight him back. He grabbed him and held him and started laughing. He grabbed him here. I'm over there chilling like a little bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because I got outside. I said, fine. I keep telling y'all. I told you. Real. All of them was there. I told y'all, nigga. I told y'all. Boza was laughing at me. You know, damn, calm down. It's just boy, calm down. Everybody laughing at me. I said, I'm just trying to tell you. I've been told you. Because the nigga finally woke up and did what the fuck I've been telling him to do. All these motherfuckers like, nigga, just hit this nigga. Like, what this nigga? Come on, bro, hit this nigga. So now, I'm telling you the truth. Go look at any interview I ever said. You can say what you want, but I tell you what, this is how I feel about it though. The way I feel about it now is, I know y'all are protecting him. You will see me in any comment section on anything. I'm trying to understand how Philly's got a reputation of fighters, so hard, so this and that, but y'all allowing me to disrespect this nigga like that. How he's allowing me to disrespect this nigga like that. He said,
I see what you're doing.
Hold on, I am. He said, and I quote, Ed, hold on. Did Eddie come out, just so y'all know, there was no offers made. Do you know Eddie came out May the 15th or May the 16th, I'm sorry, and said they wanted to lock in the fight for the end of the year? You know about that, right?
Yeah, I do.
That was literally the second offer. My son has a fight with Jin Sasaki in 6 weeks. We in Big Bear in California training for our fight because at the press conference, to back it up, at the press conference, Boots says nothing about fighting us. Eddie said something about fighting us. Eddie said that's the fight to make. They asked Boots Bosley, they don't want to fight. They don't want to fight. I'm telling my son since January, they do not want to fight us. I don't know if they don't want you to get the attention. I don't know if they trying to hold you back. I don't know if they want to shot. I said, I wasn't saying he was scared at the time. And I still don't know what I'm feeling now, but it's looking like he's scared to me. But I'm like, I don't know why. I'm telling you the truth, bro. I said, I don't know why. This is what I do know. Boots don't want to fight Brian Norman Jr. He does not want to fight him. On everything I love, on all my kids' life, Bosley don't either. Don't neither one of them want to fight my son. Neither one of them. And I tell you what, if I'm wrong, you in Philly, go to these niggas in all the comments. Look, in all the comments between March the 29th of Mill City shit, every interview I did, I told everybody in the comments, they were talking shit about, I said, look, go to Boots, tell that nigga to call us next. Go to Boots, tell that nigga to get this work. Mind you, he's doing interviews talking about he made 147 easy. Tell this nigga to get his work. He said he want his work. Tell this nigga to get his work. So now he go there, he do that. Eddie talking about September. Eddie talking about September. Boots talking about he going on vacation. He finna go party. We got over $1 million waiting on us. We got over $1 million waiting on us. You can Google, you can look that up, nigga. So we done made a name for ourselves. We finna go across the water and make another name for ourselves and make more than the motherfucker me and make damn near what y'all was trying to give us for a unification bout. So we like, bro, the unification bout with Boots Ennis, it's worth more than that. It wasn't about who you fight or who you fight for more. No, you dumbasses. It's about the fight itself. It's like if you go do a job, you build a 10-foot room or you build a 24-foot room. You want more money to build that 24-foot room because it's more work. You understand what I'm saying? It's worth more. The unification bout is worth more than the Jin Sasaki bout. Jin Sasaki, Japan, they paid us with no motherfucking problem. And it was an easier fight. So why the fuck won't we go do that shit? You feel what I'm saying? We never turned down the other one, but what we did was it was strategic, and we about to do it again. Y'all finna see. It was strategic. So now guess what? That $100,000 that they were lying about, which you can Google to see they was lying about.
No, hold up. Do what again? What you talking about?
Don't even worry about it. That bread is coming.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Money. Eddie like to talk about money. We finna get it. Matter of fact, we finna make more than Boots made. I bet you that. Anyway, and you gonna be able to Google that. You'll see. You'll see.
No, I just wanted to know what you was talking about.
Money. We gonna win, bro. We gonna win in every way. We gonna win. They want to talk about money, how much money we made. You'll see. But anyway, fast forward. He never called us out, never expressed interest. Eddie over there saying that's the fight to make. That he talking about he going on vacation. Just like B told Jen, if I can't get none of these guys to do nothing, you can go back and look at the interview, look at what he told Jen. If I can't get none of these guys to give me no, you know what I'm saying, give me no work or whatever, give me unification about, yeah, I give you that. And my son would have did it anyway because it was in June. And Eddie was talking about September. So he would have signed that fight anyway. That's what people not understand. So regardless whether he fought Jin Sasaki or not, if Boots not coming back to September, right now we can fight in September. We can do that. That ain't no problem. You feel what I'm saying? Like we just fought in March. We just fought at the end of March. So pretty much April. We just fought in April, you might as well say. And we fought in June. My son, 24 years old. He's 24 and a half. He ain't even almost 25 yet, really. You feel what I'm saying? He young. He like to fight. He like to make money. So if you want to we can do this in June, and you say out your mouth, you coming back in September, what's wrong with us getting this big ass payday in June and then come back in September whooping your ass? What's wrong with that? See, people getting it mixed up though. You laughing about it, but I mean that shit.
I'm not clowning you.
Because that's how you feel. But listen, my point is,
so that's why I'm laughing.
But look, my point is, I keep telling people, Why would I miss work? You ain't gonna miss work because I'm sick. You feel me? If I'm sick and me and you ride to work together, you gonna find you another ride to work, right? To go get your money, right?
Say that again. I'm sorry. I got
If
caught up in the
I'm sick,
comments.
if me and you ride to work together, and I'm sick, and me and you ride to work together, are you gonna stay out because I'm sick, or you gonna find a ride to work to get your money?
I'm gonna find a way to get my money.
You feel what I'm trying to say? So ain't nobody finna wait on that man. Ain't nobody finna wait on that man. You know what I'm saying? That's what we was then. We told him. He said he wanted. He was the top priority. He's been the top. That's why I'm so mad now. He was the top priority. He been the top priority. He been top of the list. If he come out right now, nigga, you on top. You got what you want. So what I'm trying to understand is how y'all are letting that man get away with saying at the beginning of the match.
How can you say somebody top priority yet you not gonna wait for them? How can you do that?
No. We're not gonna miss June to wait for September. That don't make sense.
Okay.
Why would we do that? We can do both.
I don't know. You just saying that he top priority, so
He was top
I don't know if you.
he was top. He's top priority. But why would we miss? Well, we know we can do both. Why would we miss June? You got June. After June, you got the rest of June, July, August, and then September. There's no problem. That's more time than we just had between April and June. You feel me?
No, I got you.
So why would we do that? Why would we do that when we leveled our hand up because all that $100,000 talk, which was a fucking lie. He in the press conference saying, if you can make $100,000 your last fight, which we made more than that, y'all look it up, and we made way more than that this time, look it up. Damn near what Eddie paid, look it up. And then he say, and I'm paying y'all $2 million. Which one you gonna take, nigga? If you'd have paid us $2 million, then we would have been on. But at the same time, when it happened, because the IBF shit was already done, so we already knew it was a bunch of fake. So the fact that he's doing all that, knowing it was bullshit, it pisses me off. So I know he playing games, and I know he doing it on purpose right now. So that's what my problem is. Now you can go to your super chats. Let me get the smoke.
All right. Shout out to Twin Lumar with the $5 super chat. I feel like you already. I mean, you could elaborate. He says, ask him if he would have went to Barrio's hometown for 1.7. I want to hear him lie to our face and say no or yes because Barrios an easier fight.
No, for unification, no, because it's worth more money than that. No, we would not have. You ain't listening to what I said. The fight is worth more money. It's not about the opponent. The fight was worth more money. A unification bout is worth more than $1.7 million. And then you got to think about what one. Now people was talking about taxes because of this and that. They idiots. Niggas are so small-minded. They don't even know the breakdown. That's why I ain't even say nothing about that. But I'm finna make a small attempt to say something to some niggas. Maybe some niggas will get it, maybe some niggas won't. I didn't say shit about taxes. Nothing. You gotta pay cross the street fees. You gotta pay cross the street fees. What I said about taxes is after all of these fees, you gotta pay sanctioning fees for the belts, which is 3% of your purse. You gotta pay cross the street fees, it's 20, 25%. You gotta pay your trainer, you gotta pay your manager. That's a lot of percentages off of your shit, right? What I was saying about taxes was after all of that, you make under $1 million. You take home under $1 million, right? Like 700 some million dollars, right? 700 some $1,000. So you take about 700 some $1,000. Then the tax thing I said was you still get taxed in the tax bracket of $1 million though. You feel what I'm saying? Just by how you work it out. Some people gonna say, yeah, with the write-offs, yeah, cool. But like I said, it's been how you work it off. That's why I was saying about $1 million, because you still reach another tax bracket. Because even with the write-offs, you still got money he already made. He still been making money. You feel what I'm saying? He still had already made money last year, more than what y'all think he made. So that's what I'm trying. That's what I was saying about $1 million. So you don't put yourself in a higher percentage, a tax percentage. So, bro, it's really gonna be no motherfucking money, to be real with you. It's not gonna be worth it. It wasn't gonna be worth it. So all this shit about taxes and this and that, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Said nothing about taxes, nigga. I said he's going to be in a different tax bracket and he's gonna get taxed on this. You get taxed at a higher percentage. I know some niggas wouldn't understand that, but when you make over certain amounts and when you get to certain thresholds, you reach certain your tax bracket raises and they charge you more money.
Okay, so we got another question. It says, ask him why did your manager Adrian not enter in negotiations with Eddie Hearn when Eddie offered you the $2 million you wanted?
Are you talking about just now in May? You talking about the middle of May? You talking about the middle of
Uh,
May?
yeah.
He talking about the middle of May. We called Eddie back 2 days later, and Eddie went out to the phone because I called back talking shit. I said, bro, don't let that fight get away. True story. Swear to God on all my kids' life.
Said Eddie wanted him to sign to lock it
They
in
wanted him.
after the gym fight.
They wanted him to sign. They wanted him to sign and lock on that or whatever. After that, and he wanted to do that. He wanted to do that because he knew our value was going to go up. That's why he wanted us to hurry up and do it. So what I did was I told Adrian, I said, bro, don't let this fight get away. I told him to call him back. He called him. He texted him. Eddie texted back. Said, I'll call you in the morning. We ain't heard from Eddie since. He called 2 days later. True story. Anything else?
So you say your price would have went up after the Just Sasaki fight. So y'all was asking for
No,
two.
our work. No, I didn't say our fight. I didn't say our price went up. Our work
No, you
would have
say
went up.
your
And he
worth was
worked.
gonna go up. So
Yeah,
that's why
he
he
would
was
have been
trying to
worried
lock in
about
the
that.
2
No,
million.
we weren't going to outprice ourselves at all.
Okay.
I told Adrian, whatever you do, don't lose the fight. That's what I said. Simple as that. But guess what? We never got to negotiate because Eddie didn't do what he said. He didn't want to negotiate. He was lying from the start. He didn't want to negotiate. He just wanted to make a mockery out of us at the timing because he knew we was gonna say we locked into a fight. That's it. He was just doing that shit. He was doing that shit for clickbait, for clout. That's it. And when it didn't take effect, he came back with the possible move up. What kind of announcement is that? The week of my son found fight, you announce a possible move up. Who the fuck announces a possible move up? You don't even do that. What you announce is a fucking fight at what you got, and then you do what you do. You handle all your business, you get everything, all your affairs in order behind the scenes. You ain't got to do all that shit in public. You get all your affairs in order behind the scene. You come out with, yeah, I got Virgin in November. Yeah, I got such in August. That's what you do. You know that. Come on, bro. It's by the way you handle your business. That was my whole shit. It was all for clout. It was all for clickbait. That's it. It was all to drive attention to him. But guess what? My son ended up driving all the attention to him because he took the nigga head off.
Terrence Smith says, nah, he wanted to do that to lock it in to secure for boost. And if not, they moving on. Motherfuckers ain't got time to be playing with you clowns.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Hey, I'm glad you feel that way. Again, we called him back 2 days later, and now Boots still ain't got to fight, but he still won't fight us. What's the excuse? What's y'all excuse for him still not fighting us with no fight? How do y'all justify to yourself on the inside a nigga listening to me talk like I talk, talking this shit I talk with no fight? The nigga ain't got no fight, and I'm calling you, nigga, you a pussy. I'm saying everything. I done said, bro, listen, y'all don't understand the extents I done went to. I done text his daddy, calling him I done text his brother, calling him a pussy. I done text everybody. I told them niggas, please get this nigga to defend y'all honor because y'all looking like some bitches. I swear to God, I done text. You want me to show you that too? I done text
Nah, I
everybody.
believe you. At this point,
Call
I
that nigga.
believe you.
I called Bozy 6 motherfucking times. Left messages. That nigga ain't answered the phone. He ain't did none of that. They don't want to fight us.
Hey.
They don't want to. And I'm trying to understand why Philly is letting this nigga be soft like that. Because if it was me, the nigga was calling. I can't talk so much about certain things, but you'll see in
I'm
a
gonna
minute.
keep
I'll
it
talk
a
to you. I'm gonna talk to you about it later. I'm gonna talk to you about it later to show you how we roll. I'm gonna talk to you about it later so you'll understand how we roll. I'll tell you later.
What you trying to say about Philly, dog?
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I ain't trying to say shit about
Because
Philly.
from what
What
I
I'm
remember,
trying to
you ain't want
say.
to come up here. You ain't want to
No,
come up here.
we was gonna come up there. We
No,
been
initially y'all wasn't trying to though. That's why y'all was trying to
No,
get
no, no,
another
no, no, no. You
location.
got it mixed up. Let me explain about the not trying to.
No. I remember
No,
that, bro.
you can't clear that up. I'm finna tell you about the not trying. Listen,
All right.
it's worse now than it was then, and we're still willing to come up there. So how you gonna tell me I wasn't trying to? It's worse
Because y'all was
now.
asking for another location. Y'all said y'all to took that same
Listen,
bread somewhere else.
listen. It wasn't. It was only because of the judges and about everything else. We wanted in a more neutral location. That's it. That's it. Simple as that. We wanted in a more neutral location. That's it. Like if you're gonna give us this amount of money, goddamn, you can't have home field advantage, have this, have that. Bro, we go everywhere. We just went to fucking Japan, and you see what he did out there. But my son is character strong. We will go anywhere. We will fight in your backyard. We will fight over there. You put a ring in your backyard. We'll beat that nigga ass out there. I'm so serious, bro. We're not afraid to go nowhere. I'm not afraid of nobody. You got your boy today ask me, will I say it to his face? When I see Jaron Ennis, I'm going to say, bro, you still ducking? You ready to fight yet? If Jaron Ennis want to fight outside the ring, then guess what? We going to fight outside the ring. That's what he want to do. You think I'm scared? The fuck? Y'all niggas is tripping, bro. Y'all think he's a superhero or some shit? What the fuck? The nigga's not a superhero. Y'all is tripping. Do you know Jaron Ennis is the age of my third child? My third child. He's my third child age.
I never said he was a superhero. You going off? I'm just.
So no, I'm saying this is what I'm saying. People, a dude asked me today, why don't I say it to his face? I said, when I see him, I will indeed say it to his face. Bro, you still ducking?
Oh shit. The comments coming in. Somebody said you didn't want to fight Greg Hackett in Philly because Philly niggas are too emotional.
Now that's I'm glad he went back. No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. You're 1,000% right. Look, that's how real I am. That's how real I am. When he said that, you made me miss what I was gonna say before when you said about not coming to Philly. I didn't want to come to Philly. That's why I'm glad he said that. I was gonna straighten that up. My son never said he didn't want to come to Philly. I didn't want to come to Philly. It was Brian. It was Big Brian didn't want to come to Philly because dealing with everything, I got my own issues I had dealing with fighting, and I've been out of the ring 14 years and this and that, whatever. That would have been a little more added pressure to me. So I'm like, all right, I'm already an underdog on. I've been out of the ring for 14 years. When the last time I was in the ring, I had vertigo, so I was all fucked up. I don't know if I could take a punch or not. I'm out of shape. I only got 2 months to train. So I was like, well, shit, at least let me get home field advantage. So I wasn't coming to Philly. That had nothing to do with my son. That was Brian Norman Sr. would not come to Philly to fight Greg Hackett. That had nothing to do with Brian Norman Jr. We was coming for him. We always been coming for him. I know he built for it.
What's Three Hands talking about? He said, Mazuma TV, you're acting like we want to hurt you, Philly people. I never said Philly people was trying to hurt the Normans. I never said that.
And I don't think they are either.
I know for a fact we not on that type of time. We just wanted to see a fight.
And again, that's what I'm saying too. I'm like, bro, this is a fight game. We talking about fighting. Why would I be scared to go somewhere? I'm on the same thing. I ain't worried about it hurting me. We talking about boxing. Yeah, that's why I said when no boy asked me today what I said to him, I was like, bro, we talking about boxing. If a nigga get an attitude or get sensitive about boxing, I ain't got nothing to do with that. You feel me? That's on him.
Right. We got another we got the comments rolling in. Somebody came in and said Adrian never said that he called back in the interview. He said he didn't want to lock it in because his value could go up.
No. That wasn't about it. He was calling him back to lock it in, period. That's not why he said that. If you look at the box boys and you heard Adrian, me and him talk today, and I asked him and I told him, I expressed my disappointment that nobody backing me up and telling the truth about what we did on our side. I'm the only one out here telling the truth. Ain't nobody, ain't none of his managers, none of the team. My son don't give. Nobody's telling the truth. My son that came out now telling the truth, but nobody cares but me. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm the only one out here telling the truth when Adrian could have clearly said that. So today, I was with Adrian today, and I asked him, I said, bro, why you didn't say something? He said, remember, now whoever said that, remember this. He said, remember I was on the Boxing Boys and I asked the question. I said, it don't look kind of fishy that Jaron Ennis announced that move up like a day or two right before his fight, and all this happened a week of his fight. That don't seem kind of, he said, after asking to lock in for the end of the year, he said, that don't seem kind of fishy to y'all? Just next him. All of them like, no. He said, okay, cool. And so he said to me, he was like, bro, if they can't see through that stupid ass shit, what the fuck me telling them that I called Eddie was gonna do? And I understand what he's saying. He was like, he said it made no difference. He said, if they don't clearly see that this man asked for a fight at the end of the year and then fucking move up 2 weeks, 4 weeks later. You feel what I'm saying? When we said we can lock in the day after the fight, we tried to lock in before that, but he didn't tell y'all that. He was like, they don't even see that much. That tells you how biased they are. There was no point in me saying what I was saying because it wasn't gonna move the needle in no way. Again, everything I say to you is gonna add up. You can ask me again 1,000,000 times. I'm talking so fast, there's no way I can remember what I say. I can go to sleep and wake up and ask, I'm gonna tell you the story all over again. I couldn't rehearse this shit. That's what happened.
Right. Jab Queen
The
Boxing.
truth don't ever change. Huh?
She got a loaded John right here. So first question, it said, you said the IBF fight could have never happened. Can you elaborate on why not? So that's the first one. And
She
then the
missed it.
second
Let
one,
me
she
answer
might,
that. Let me answer that real quick. Let me answer that real quick. The
yeah,
IBF could have never happened because Daryl P was of the IBF. Hey, y'all can look it up too. I Googled that too. It's public knowledge. They ordered the fight August the 19th. Once the fight has been ordered, it cannot be bypassed. You can't. There's no other fight that could take place for the IBF. It said
Okay.
Eddie was supposed to pay $20,000 extension fee by a certain date. He didn't pay the fee.
Okay. And then Jab Queen follows up and says, if he can tell us the amount, because we hearing 1.7 was best and final. I'm not sure what she's referring to, but
Yeah, they said 1.7. They said 1.7 was what it was. Correct.
okay. Good. We got another question. These questions definitely rolling in, man.
That's cool.
uh somebody said Rashidi Ellis and his trainer said he want to beat you and Junior up. God damn. Why haven't you called them yet? They want to smoke with you too, man. Oh man.
Hey, I don't know if y'all know this or how much y'all been following this, but his trainer bet me $10,000 that he could come up here, he'll go live, and he would spar my son for $10,000 bet. I told him that's fine. I said if he beat him and if the public believe he beat him, we'll give him a fight. That was before Quaybad. That was like last year. That was like early this year, or last year sometime. We
That
ain't
was on
seen
Mill
him.
City, right?
Mill City. We ain't seen them niggas since. So they full of shit. They ain't and then as far as a fight, talk to the team or whatever else, that shit dead. Rashid Ellis just fought in the fucking wherever the fuck he just fought at. Y'all can go look on Mill City. It was a horrible fight. He fought a 135-pounder. He didn't look good. It doesn't move the needle nowhere. The only people that want to see that fight is us. I want to see the fight. I wouldn't mind seeing the fight. Are the hardcore people that know, but outside of that, Rashid Ellis, he's not an exciting fighter. He's not an exciting fight. That's it. He's not exciting.
Yeah, that's a good fight, but I feel like Rashidi got to get back on his toes,
Yeah,
man.
go. Did you see the fight the other day?
Say that again.
Did you see the fight on Mill City the other day?
I haven't seen him since he fought Vila.
Go look on Mill City. His fight that he just fought the other night is on there. Go look at that shit. That shit is horrible, bro. And the dude weighed 130. The dude weighed 135 his last fight, and he got 8 losses. And it was bad. It was real bad. It was a real bad look.
So are you somebody followed up and said he didn't need to move up because of you. I guess he's referring to Jaron Ennis. He could have fought T.O. then moved up. How can you take credit for Boost moving up when he didn't fight T.O. either?
Because it was us first. It was us first. It was the timing. Timing was everything. But the word is he ducked. The word is he ducked. We know he did with Virgil. Then they saying he ducked, but we know he ducked T.O. Bottom line, he don't fight nobody that want to fight him. Now the latest they saying he ducked Devin Haney, and they saying he ducked Bachman. That's what the word is. I don't know if that's true or
Devin
not.
Haney.
That's what the word is. And then, hey, look, and now Bachram. Now they saying Bachram. But with Bachram,
He about to
you
fight
kind of
Josh
gotta
Kelly.
believe. Listen, with Bachram, you kind of got to believe because Bachram is the IBF champion, right?
Right.
He can move up and fight Bachram on. He can force that.
Mm.
So if he bad like y'all say he is, why not be to move up and fight Bachram? That's all I'm saying.
Mm. In regard, I wanted to ask you this since you on here. You a former fighter, Brian. You done been around the block as a coach and as a fighter. Um, and this ain't me defending what anybody say.
That's cool. I'm
Whatever they
listening.
say, that's on that's what they choose to say. You feel what I'm saying? I can't control what other people say. But you know damn well, fighters say that they had a great training camp when they've had shitty training camps. You know, fighters say that they coming into fights injury free when they might have a few injuries that they don't want to disclose to the world. You know that people say that they make way easy when you know they don't.
All right, so
So
check it out. I'm with you on that. Here's the thing about that. They do it, but you know when they do it? They do it before the fight. When the
Okay.
fight happens, then they go out and tell you the reasons, like me with Greg Hackett. See this? Fucking, I had surgery on I tore my bicep. I tore my bicep.
During the
I tore
Greg
my
fight?
no, listen. No, this is crazy. I tore my bicep. I found out about Greg Hackett fight November the 26th or 7th, right before the day before Thanksgiving. I tore my bicep December the 26th, the day after Christmas. I fought with a torn bicep. You feel what I'm saying? I fought with a torn bicep. I trained with a torn bicep. I fought with a torn bicep. The lady who did my bicep. When I came in with the strength I had, she was like, "Bro, you ain't supposed to." I said, "I know. I just went through it and I did it. I fought." So guess what? I didn't tell nobody I had a problem. You tell them after, so they'll see so they can elevate. They can see what you went through. Like, damn, you did it with that. So you're right. You do lie. I have been around a long time. I have never seen nobody lie about their training camp after the training camp. I've never seen that. They always come back with props like, "Yeah, nigga, and I had a goddamn sensor, and I had a sworn neck, and I had a sworn knee, and my shit was fucked up. I was in goddamn, I was sick all that." We asked them. That's how it worked. I don't know. I've never seen nobody brag about making weight and how good they did and how good they are after a fight. That was after the fight he did the interview. After.
Jab Queen followed up with another super chat. Shout out to Jab Queen. She says, "Can you tell us what you would take for the fight?"
I'm not finna. First of all, he don't want to fight. That's first of all. Second of all, whatever. Can't talk. But anyway, first of all, he don't want to fight. If he want to fight, then we're gonna negotiate that fight. We're not gonna outprice ourselves, and we're not gonna lose the fight. That was what I instructed my manager, or my son's manager, to do. He knew that. Eddie wouldn't even negotiate it. He wouldn't even talk about it. He wouldn't. It was all a bullshit. It was all a game for y'all. It was to muddy the waters. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was gonna do. He don't want to fight us.
Okay.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. I don't have no reason to lie. Bro. I have no reason to lie. Pooh, Derek Ennis, ask him. I was all in his inbox. I was everywhere. I told him everything. Pooh.
Who?
Yeah. Ask him. Ask him, do I be in his inbox fucking with him? I don't stop now because I did moved up. I called him a pussy after. I like, bro, that was some hard ass shit. I told his daddy, bro, I expect more. I said, I respect more courage from y'all, bro. I said, we'll see you at 54. You ain't finna get away from this ass whooping. You're not finna get away. You're not running from it. You're not finna get away. Again, the reason it's personal to them now, it wasn't personal. It's still not personal. It's still boxing. But the reason it's directed towards it because it's not personal. Because I still, and I always do this, I still get respect as a team. I love their family dynamics. I love, when I was with them, Bozy, Bozy say he was in the gym with him, solid dude. It seemed like a solid dude till he came out line a couple of times. That's what threw me to a
Bozy a
point.
solid dude. Bozy a solid dude. Bozy a solid dude.
I thought he was too, but I'm telling you,
Nah,
he came out and
is,
told,
man.
bro, listen, no, in the gym, you ain't gonna get no argument with me. Solid dude. He spoke up. We got blackballed from Showtime. He spoke to Steven Espinoza for us. Like, we had something lined up before we got signed to Top Rank. Bozy had done supposedly, but we ended up going another way. Bozy had supposedly lined up some with Showtime. You know what I'm saying? So now, when it comes to that, I'm with you on that. But I'm telling you what he did. I don't know if it was desperation. I don't know if it was frustration. But he definitely lied about a few things clearly, like bold-faced lies.
Tramel Browner with the $10 super chat. Salute, brother. He says, salute to Mazuma TV and Norman Sr. for answering the tough questions. What's up with the Haney fight? I just got in here about 5 minutes ago. I heard Bill pulling up on y'all, man.
Oh, hey, man, let him pull up. Hey, look,
I heard Bill
I'm not
pulling
even
up on
supposed
y'all.
to. Listen, I was on the boxing force today. That's what he's talking about. When Bill said he was pulling up on us, I called immediately. Somebody sent that shit to me. And I text Ness immediately. I said, get that nigga on the phone. So he got him on the phone. That's what I was going to tell you. I'm sure how we roll. That's what I was talking about when I said that. I got that nigga on the phone. Immediately. I'm talking about immediately. He texted me that shit. I said, get that nigga on the phone. He got him on the phone. Boom, boom, boom. He was saying what he was saying. And I got some more shit to come out of there later if they allow me to talk. But anyway, we said what we said. We did what we did. I had to get out the phone. And I got to stand down on the whole situation at the moment, so I'm not even talking about that situation. That's why I'm on here talking about this situation, because I can't talk about nothing to do with that right now.
Mm, that's interesting. Okay.
Well,
Man,
I'm
they.
here. I don't smoke. Anything anybody want to ask me with no 3-4 offers that turned down, you kept doing no, and you flew all the way. No, all of that is bullshit. That's not true. And and,
Mm.
and, and that's what pisses me off is they allow y'all to believe it. So you want to go to Japan? Shit crazy. No, it's not how it happened. It's not how it happened. Words matter, situations matter, time matter, facts matter. That's it.
I wanted to ask you this too. When Sasaki went down, were you concerned? Cause that shit,
Um,
I ain't gonna lie, that kind of
no,
threw.
no, no, no,
That
no,
was
no,
kind of
no.
concerning for me.
I'm
By
a
the way he
realist.
hit the canvas, bro,
Yeah, no, I'm a
that was
realist.
crazy.
I'm a realist. I didn't. It was like a blur. Like y'all saw what y'all saw. I didn't see his head bounce. What I saw, I can still remember it. What I saw was my son go like, it was like a leaping left hook, right?
Yeah.
So the angle that I was at was like beside him. The camera they had, it was like the other side. From what I seen when I watched it, it was the other side. Y'all saw from the other side. So I'm like beside him. And B just kind of came. I just seen him go through the air. It was like B came through the air, boom. So then I just saw dude going down. I didn't know how he went down, to be honest with you. I didn't know. I just know B came through with what he came through with. I didn't realize he fell on the back of his head. I didn't realize none of that. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't realize it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. So at the time, I wasn't concerned. They brought the stretcher out. Again, I'm a realist. I ain't gonna lie. I was kind of like, hell yeah, they had a stretcher. I didn't know. I didn't know though. I
This
didn't know. I
motherfucker
had no
cold.
fucking clue. I don't play by that back of the head shit. I tell people all the time, I don't play by that. I got upset with Boots. That's why I kind of turned down to being a Boots fan when I realized he hit, when I was watching his fights and realized he hit Cussio Clayton and Thomas along. I was like, I don't like this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't like, you know what I'm saying? If you ever been hit in the back of the head, bro, that's some serious shit. And sometimes
Yeah.
that's what you recover from. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like that shit. I did not realize he fell on the back of his head. I thought it was just a highlight film, and I didn't realize what went on. I didn't realize what transpired. I had no clue.
Oh, okay. Look, man, you got one solid supporter in the building, man. Jan Queen Boxer said Brian Norman Jr. will beat Devin half dead. God damn. All right.
Oh, Jab Queen, my supporter.
Oh, yeah, she rocking with you heavy. I
Thank
fuck
you,
with it
Jab.
though.
Hey, I appreciate you, Jab Queen. Hey, man, one by one, baby. One by one, we gonna turn it. Hey, look, one by one, they gonna realize who can talk, who tells the truth, who ain't got to duck from no answer. You ain't got to come find me. You ain't got to, when something happen, wait 2 weeks for me to get my story together and make that shit make sense. You ain't got me worried about me talking about goddamn nutritionist said or the doctor said we performing at 20%, so we going down to 140. You ain't got to worry about none of that shit. I'm gonna answer
I was
all
I was
questions.
I was looking for you though. You had a pop up on my. I was sending you DMs and all. I was
I
been
didn't get
trying to
it.
get you on.
I didn't get
Okay.
that from you. I text you.
Okay.
You remember I kept on the YouTube. I kept saying, I said, where the link at? I kept
All
saying it.
right. No, I'm saying way before today.
Oh
I'm
no,
saying
I ain't never see that. I ain't
yeah,
never see
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I ain't never see
Tramel
that.
Browning with the $5 super chat. He said, I already know Norman's is what that business with that business. So when I heard the call out, I knew we were gonna get that fight. Norman versus Haney 2026. Shout out to Tramel Browning. Salute.
Hey, you see, Tremel know we, but hey, Tremel know we with that smoke. That's what I'm saying. And I don't
Mm.
like the fact of me, again, like I said, with Greg Hackett situation. An old ass nigga like me with all my motherfucking issues. I'm a granddad. I got 4 goddamn grandkids. Oh man, I gotta stop cussing. Listen, it took my no. It ain't about that. It's personal. I gotta stop cussing for
Got
another.
you.
Yeah, I
Got
gotta
you.
stop cussing. All right.
Got
So
you.
anyway, an old guy like me, you know what I'm saying, with the Greg Hackett situation, I had my daughter, you know what I'm saying? Everybody like they was like, Dad, you can't lose. Baby, don't even worry about it. I wouldn't fret. I mean, come on, bro. It's not in me to be scared. I'm not afraid of anything, bro. If you ain't afraid to die, you ain't afraid of nothing. I'm not. Matter of fact, one thing I'm afraid of is losing my kids. That's the only thing I'm afraid of. I ain't afraid of nothing with me. You know what I'm saying? Anything with me, I don't care. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not afraid of anything that happens to me. I'm afraid of anything that happens to somebody else, not me. That's it.
Was you scared when Tim Bradley pushed up on you?
I'm still waiting for that butter biscuit head boy. Hey, hold up. I gotta make a video. I'm about to make a video, so y'all gonna hear me. I made it a little while ago, but it was ugly, so I just deleted it and I was in the dark.
What you mean it was ugly?
No. You know my boy bad when everybody's saying he on steroids. It's the third fight in the row. They like test that boy. They test that boy every fight. They saying he on steroids. Hey, you know he bad. He got to be on. Tim Bradley said he deleted the video. He got to be on something. Okay.
He deleted it?
Yeah, he deleted it.
Yeah,
He got to be on something.
You already know Top Rank hit him up like, yo, take that shit
Probably.
down.
Yeah, but it don't matter. But it don't matter. They test him.
Yo, that actually makes a lot of sense because Tim Bradley posted a video today. He was talking about like Canelo and Bud and shit. He was like, yeah, man. He said, let me calm down before, the boss is telling me to chill out and shit like that. And he said, yeah, I definitely gotta chill. So I think they hit him up and was like, oh,
Yeah,
he
probably said something. They probably did with that. Yeah, but he definitely said it. He was like, and then I ain't gonna say the other dude name. The other dude name keep doing it too, but it's fun. I find it comical. Like every fight, bro. My boy use GNC products. My boy ain't got no snack. He ain't on nothing else. My boy use Mega Man and some zinc or something from GNC. He used the same thing I gave him when I used to fight. He used the same thing.
YSL Sports Media said Tim gonna hit you with the Chris Benoit headbutt. You don't want
my boy YSL. What's up, Mill?
Yeah.
You hear me? Hey, Mill, I'm doing rotation. I told you I'm out here on watch. I'm on patrol. I'm on patrol, but Jamil.
Hey man, listen.
I ain't worried about that, but
no, what I was gonna say was salute to you for coming through. You know
absolutely.
what I mean? And I don't got no problem. We may have differences in opinion or whatever the case is.
Listen, understand this, and I keep telling Jamil this. Even the stuff I say, no matter how vulgar, no matter how bad, it's all just to get y'all to press him because of what I want. You feel what I'm saying? I really want it because they said they know I want it. Jamil know I want it for a fact. You get what I'm saying? He know I want it, and I've been saying I want it. So how I'm saying I want it, I'm like, bro, it don't sit right with me. It just don't sit right with me. Like this, it's not hard. Like Jab Queen. She said she know we getting that fight because they pulled up on me. They said my name. That's what she said. So that means Jab Queen know how I roll. Greg Hackett said my name. He said he wanted to fight. He got to fight. You feel what I'm saying? Quentin Roundle. A lot of people don't know that. Quentin Roundle went on the show, said my son's name. He got to fight. Now, the stage he's at now, you have to, because you can only get one fight at a time. However many fights a year. You feel what I'm saying? So now you got to be strategic about the fights you get the more you go up. You feel what I'm saying? The fight's got to be worth it. You can't get every Joe Blow, Smo, a chance or a shot or opportunity because they just don't make sense. You feel what I'm saying?
Right,
you got something else?
He said, YSM said, come to 154.
YSM, I done already told you, we coming.
Oh, yeah?
I'm gonna see you. I don't know when. I can't say when. I can't say when, but I personally believe, like I said everything before, everything I've been saying been coming true. We got Top Rank on our side now. I personally believe that, my son will do what he do, and I believe the public gonna demand it. I think the public gonna demand it, and they're gonna be like, you know what, bro? They're gonna start to see different. They're gonna start to realize it ain't what they was told. That's it. Simple as that.
Rashidi, Blair, Polanco, Haney saying your name. Damn.
Right. So that mean one of them gonna get their word. Polanco, I like. The team don't like because he's a backward step, but I still like it. I really love it. I love Polanco. Ellis, I like at home, but
I see what you see in Polanco though.
You feel me?
I see what you see in Polanco.
Hey,
yeah.
Sleep, night. Boy, get out of here. Hey, I told the dude on Dominican Ball, like, bro, do you understand he's literally the same fighter as the rest of these guys? Come, like, what are you doing? It don't make sense. He's not bringing nothing different. Devin Haney brings something different. You feel me? He can box or whatever else. But Polanco, come on, bro. But I love that fight. That fight.
No speaking on, your time frame at 147. All right, cool. Because they asked that again, so I just wanted to make sure.
You say my time frame?
Yeah, like Brian
I
Norman's
mean,
time frame at 47.
B walk around now because he done went up a little bit, and I know how that be. Like I gained weight, and I used to work out all the time at 28 years old. That's when I started gaining weight like that, like, and I just started getting bigger. But B,
That just made you mature.
right, he was walking around 57. Now he walk around 62, 62, 63, 65 max. So, we can fight when he get ready for a fight, he still be back down about 60, 57. So we talking 10 pounds. Like he made weight easy. So I don't know how that's gonna work. I think if anything, he'll do what he do, and maybe a fight will happen at 54, and it'll be worth him going up. Because he spars 6 to 8 pounders. He spars with dudes 195.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he sparred big guys. He sparred a big guy in y'all gym when we was down there. Couple of them.
Well, I got my own gym. What I was saying was I've been to, like, around
Oh,
boots,
okay.
in the gym and shit
Yeah.
like
Well,
that.
when we was down there with y'all, he brought a couple big guys. He's brought big guys. Yeah, there ain't no problem.
All right. All right, man. So I think we're gonna close off the live because I done been on here for damn near 2.5 hours, man. So I appreciate you for coming on, man. Hopefully you can come on at another time whenever y'all got like something else going on.
Absolutely.
We familiar with each other now, so my
Yeah.
name is Marcus, by the way.
I'm Brian.
Like I said, we can have a difference of opinions, but I appreciate you
Yeah.
coming on here and
It's
speaking your
all good.
piece and interacting with my
Respect.
audience. You feel
Again,
what I'm saying?
let me
So,
say this. Again, all BS aside, because I can't cuss no more. All BS aside. It's all for sportsmanship. You know what I'm saying? I just want what I want when it comes to a fight. You can't really take me serious on the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? If people want to take me serious and take it outside, again, like I said, I'm still a grown man, so that's a whole different story. But that ain't what I'm aiming to do. You feel what I'm saying? But if that's what it is, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I
Hey,
feel you.
yeah, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So I'm with all of that too. But that ain't what I'm aiming to do. All I'm aiming to do is get the fights, get the guys in the ring, make it happen, create a legacy for my son, and that's it. All right.
Right. Yeah, no doubt, man. I appreciate you coming through, man.
All right, big dog.
Have a
Okay.
great night.
To you too.
So. Let's see. I think he's exited the building. All right, yeah, he's officially exited the building. That was spontaneous, but with Mazuma TV, man, we don't dodge anybody. You feel what I'm saying? If anybody want to come on here, they can speak their piece. God damn, he had a whole lot to say. It was tough to keep up at times, but I tried to send all the super chats that I could. Well, at least I try to bring out all the super chats I could. Some of them did disappear, so that is, that's my fault. You know what I mean? I can't control the chat, and I guess like after a certain limit, the chat, gets rid of like the previous, uh, conversations or words that was said. You feel what I mean? So I did what I could with what I had. You know what I mean? We got differences of opinions, obviously, but you know what I mean? Anybody that's willing to come through, and speak their piece, you feel what I mean? I got respect for it. Because, a lot of motherfuckers be hiding. You know what I mean? They don't want to have, get their feet caught in the fire, whatever the case is. They like to run from criticism and stuff like that. Even though, uh, we may not see eye to eye on certain things, it is what it is. He still had the courage and I'm tired of shit. I ain't even gonna hold you. So my brain on zero right now, but I appreciate him coming through and showing love. You feel what I mean? Because there's a lot of channels. There's a lot of channels that don't get the opportunity to talk to people like Brian Norman Sr., who who has a world champion in the welterweight division right now. One of the best fighters at welterweight, might be the number one welterweight right now, considering that Boots has made his move up to 54. You feel what I'm saying? If y'all shout out to everybody that sent the super chats. That was definitely the most super chats that I've ever gotten on the live. So I'm gonna thank Brian Norman Sr. for that, and for everybody that's been curious about the whole Boots and Brian Norman situation. They asked about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Let me see. Anybody got any last words before we get up out of here, man? Is there anything I didn't ask? Yeah, I wasn't gonna do no yelling and screaming with Brian Norman. Like I said, we don't see eye to eye on certain shit. I feel a certain way about it. He feel a certain way about it. You know, it is what it is. I can't convince the man to feel how I feel, and you know, he not gonna convince me to feel how he feel. It is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? So I let him speak his piece, as I always do on here. Unless you a motherfucking racist like Tio or whatever the case is, I could give a fuck about what you talking about. You know what I mean? I never heard Brian Norman Sr. say anything, you know, derogatory towards our people. I never seen a man test positive for PEDs or anything like that. You know what I mean? I do feel like he, you know, avoided a certain fight, but you know, he got his reasonings obviously, and you know what I mean. It's up to us whether we want to, you know, take that into consideration or not. Yeah, I even spoke about Tim Bradley. Yeah, 'cause I seen that little confrontation, and they was both like, looked like they was about to pop off and shit. You know what I mean? You can't be playing with Tim Bradley. He a gangster. He from the trenches of Palm Springs. You know what I mean? So you gotta be careful with Tim Bradley. I don't know if y'all seen that YouTube video where he was talking about Keyshawn and his brothers and shit. He was talking about how his brothers was studying up on him. You know what I mean? And that shit brought him back to his hood days and Palm Springs and all that. So we gotta stop playing with the Desert Storm out this motherfucker, man. You feel what I'm saying? And Jab Queen, the reason why I wasn't getting to your super chats right away was because he already had answered like a majority of those questions that you had asked prior to the stream. So I wanted to get like the questions he didn't answer out the way first. Then I was gonna get to, you know, what you had asked so he could, you know, reiterate, you know, his points. You feel what I'm saying? But what do I think about Devin versus Norman Sr.? Norman Jr. Uh, I think that's a good fight. You know what I mean, bullies. I think that's a good fight. I think that, you know, Brian Norman, he's strong. He could punch. He punches in between shots pretty good. He's a really good at catching and shooting. I was actually showing one of my guys, one of Brian Norman. I was having them watch Brian Norman versus Santillan, how the way he was staying relaxed in the on the inside and was catching shots and firing off. You know what I mean? And how that's an effective style to use against, like, you know, pressure fighters and shit like that. So I was showing him that. So Brian Norman is good in those aspects, but Devin Haney, I think he's quicker on the feet. I think he has quicker hands than Brian Norman, but you know, he is, you know, just moving up the welterweight. You know, some people say he's not a full legitimate welterweight yet, considering he hasn't fought at the 147 limit just yet. So you know, Brian Norman has the size advantage, he has the power advantage, but I do think that Devin Haney is the more skilled boxer in terms of, you know, showcasing lateral movement, hand speed, good jab. That'll be a good fight. I think if I'm Brian Norman or if I'm Brian Norman Sr. and I'm formulating a game plan, you know, you definitely want to cut off that ring. You know what I mean? And you definitely want to bring the fight to Devin Haney. You don't want to make him comfortable with boxing on the outside and keeping your son at the end of his jab. You know what I mean? You got to take that jab away. You know what I mean? You got to close that gap, and you got to be aggressive. You know what I mean? You got to land the bigger. You need to land the bigger punches. You need to have the bigger moments. You know, you can't let Devin Haney dictate the pace of the fight or anything like that. It's like you gotta bring that dog out. You gotta rough him up. You gotta make him uncomfortable. You know, because his comfort is uh his comfortability is at range. You know what I mean? At the end of his jab and stuff like that. He's gonna be given a lot of movement, so he's gonna be a harder target to hit than just Sasaki, that's for sure. He's gonna be a harder target to hit than Santillan. You know what I mean? So they're gonna have to take a whole different approach for this. You know, they're gonna have to look for their food on this one. It's not gonna be there for them. They're gonna have to go look for it. So that's gonna be a good fight for both. So yeah, I mean, listen, if you feel like Devin Haney's pillow fisting, then that's cool, Jay Queen. But that doesn't. I think a lot of people misconstrue being pillow fisted with being a mediocre fighter. You know what I mean? Like Devin Haney may not be the biggest puncher, but he's a hell of a boxer. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, power isn't everything. You know what I mean? I've seen power actually hurt fighters. You know what I mean? When they fall too much in love with their power and think power is everything, and then they realize quick that, most of the time skills pay the bills. So, you know, you definitely having power is a phenomenal thing. You know what I mean? That was something that I was blessed with when I was boxing, so I know a thing or two about it. But there was times where I got outboxed by guys who didn't punch as hard. I done had sparring sessions where I was significantly stronger. I was the bigger puncher, but the dude had faster feet. You know what I mean? He was more ring savvy than me. He had a better ring IQ than me. You know, so my power was worthless in those sessions. And then I had to learn that this was a thinking man's game and it's really about skills. And as I, sharpened up on my skills, those sparring sessions got easier. When I realized power wasn't everything, the game got easier. You feel what I'm saying? So, just because Devin Haney doesn't pack like a Deontay Wilder right hand or a fucking how can I say, like a Canelo Alvarez left hook, or whatever the case is, he's still a dangerous fighter to be in the ring with. You know what I'm saying? Because he might not be able to knock you out in 1 or 2 rounds, but he could definitely outclass you and make you look mediocre in 12. So, he's just as dangerous as a power puncher, in my opinion. And he might embarrass you more than a power puncher would, in my opinion. So it is what it is. Yeah, Jim was definitely tailor made for Brian Norman and them. And Brian Norman Sr. just said it on here. He was like, man, that shit, man, we almost made as much money as we did, that we was going to take for the Boost fight. And that shit was easy. You know what I'm saying? So Brian Norman Sr. don't mind getting a easy payday. You know what I mean? Yeah, he could box, but without his jab, then what? What you mean, jab queen? Like, the jab is a punch that's the most important punch in boxing. That's the most important punch in boxing. So it's like, what you mean without a jab, then what? If you take a jab away from anybody, you'll limit a fighter's abilities tremendously. You feel what I mean? Like you need your jab. That's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. That's like saying with Michael Jordan, if you take his post fade away, then what? Like, what you mean? If you take Floyd Mayweather's pull counter away, then what? If you take away Tito Trinidad's left hook, then what? Like, I don't understand. You definitely need to. For you, you said he could box, but without that jab, then what? It's like part of what makes Devin Haney a good outboxer is his world class jab. I don't think you really jabbing it. I don't think you really boxing at a high level without a solid jab. I don't know. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, the jab is like a necessity in boxing. You have to be like a fucking once in a lifetime type of fighter like Roy Jones to not have a jab and still be successful. You can't name any boxers who've been successful in boxing uh, through and through without having a educated jab. You feel what I mean? But Jab Queen, I'm gonna actually get up out of here, man. I'm exhausted. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we can continue this conversation tomorrow. Shout out to the 50 people that's in the building, still in the building. You feel what I'm saying? Let's see. Go 787 said, this is gonna be the last one. He says, Mazuma, call me crazy, but the next 2 fight. Yeah, we'll revisit Jab Queen. No worries. I'm gonna make sure I get you on here. Mazuma, call me crazy, but the next 2 fight for undisputed at 54 will be Boots versus Xander, and I think both will deliver. Shit. Xander best keep his ass away from Jaron Ennis. That's all I know. I don't know. I think that's a bad style for Xander to go up against. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be a volume puncher against Boots and I get caught with some hot shit. You know what I mean? If Boost don't gotta look for you, it's gonna be a problem. But anyways, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love. It's currently 1:25 in the morning where I am, and I have to get up early for work tomorrow. So, you know, I hope you guys appreciated the content. Y'all can go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. That'd be very much appreciated, man. We got another well-known figure in the sport of boxing on Mazuma TV, man. That goes, well, who's it been so far? It's been Bomac, Bradman, Mike Fox, Thomas Mana. Who else we done had on here? Shit. No, I know that ain't all. Maybe it was. Now we got Brian Norman Sr. You feel what I'm saying? Oh yeah, let's not forget T.O. Sr., the cokehead. You feel what I'm saying? Rolly Romero. Yeah, the list goes on and on. You feel what I'm saying? So it is what it is. We definitely doing our thing. So, and I don't have nobody else to thank but y'all. So y'all have a blessed, beautiful night. I'm up out of here. Peace. I'll be back 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that one. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.